Sandals and shorts, and surf, and scuba, and sand, and sailing, and soccer. San Diego, California.
Previously on Two Balls and a Mic.
Season's greetings and welcome to Two Balls and a Mic 272. We're back. I'm back. Never left, actually. The streak was technically never broken. Here, back on a Monday. San Diego Soccer takes a beating on the outdoor game. San Diego FC losing 3-2 against the Colorado Rapids this last Saturday. And actually, right after, San Diego Wave decides to also take an L to another body of water, the Current. KC Current 2-0 against San Diego Wave. We'll have the waterworks. We'll have everything that went down on the away and home match for these two entities. However, there is one soccer team that has always represented this community of San Diego. That is your 16th time San Diego Sockers, who are in the grand final and are one game away from winning number 17. We're going to go ahead and get into everything soccer in San Diego. Thank you for joining us here. We also have some breaking news about some cool stuff happening for Two Balls and a Mic, happening with San Diego Punto Football. Moving forward, we'll have goals, gaffes, and greats. We also have and welcome president of the newly renamed San Diego Independent Supporters Union, Frontera San Diego, Miguel Barajas, who has more claim to this trophy than anybody on Two Balls and a Mic. Still have not returned it.
Finally admit that.
Accidentally. We're also going to welcome the San Diego FC, the SDFC Bros, for some joint Sarape segment action as they head into also doing their thing as a second back-to-back away match happened for San Diego FC. Again, goals, gaffes, and grades. Thank you for joining. Everybody's fantastic. Everybody's awesome. I missed everybody, including you, Abe. That is including you. You are here. You are part of the script. You are part of the general just activity that happened. Season's greetings, Esteban. Season's greetings, Jeremy. April 1st, you said you were out? ? Look, big controversy. Yes, I did say that I was going to be out. However,
oh my gosh, I love this. We're gonna get into it.
It was
straight off the bat.
It was technically out for the episode. If you read the cryptic description, it's funny. I actually had a couple of people.
Guys, Tony likes the attention. Tony loves making everything about himself.
Opportunity.
It was the first time he was going to miss an episode, so he goes ahead. We have been talking about being better on our social media, so thank you for doing that. That brought a lot of interaction and like just people coming through our social pages. So thank you for that. How was Disneyland?
So yeah, if you must know, I was actually celebrating a birthday, Abe. Season's greetings. I know Chiva is trying to go ahead and not let you speak today as he's tired. Season's greetings. He's
haven't said anything either.
Yeah, no, 100%. He's actually been just sit in the corner. I guess you didn't like him here sitting in your seat. From what I heard, there was controversy here. Just
Yeah,
using
a little bit, Abe. Huh?
headphones and gear. I did make an appearance, so technically I didn't break the streak.
Okay, Abe, do you think he broke the streak? His streak? He said he made an appearance. I don't think
actually.
that doesn't count.
I mean, it's an appearance is an appearance. It's not a starting appearance, so he's not gonna have the record for as many starts as possible. Or actually, it still probably does hold the record, right?
Oh,
Tony's-
Yeah, 100%.
Let-
Oh,
no,
yeah,
he
who's
holds the
gonna-
record.
who's
Let's,
going to-
so let's say this: you didn't break the streak in appearances on Two Balls and a Mic. You broke the streak on hosting Two Balls
Okay.
and a Mic.
Okay.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
found it.
There you go.
But all right, it was a fun time out there celebrating a birthday. A lot of you know I've been involved in very serious relationship as of recently. Abe, you've also kind of did this, so happy birthday! I want to just announce here to the CBS Golazo Network, who actually just had their birthday. You know, I do San Diego Soccer's commentary here and there on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. So feliz cumpleaños, CBS Golazo Network. This goes to you. Anyway, moving on.
That's a cool hat you have on.
That is an absolutely cool hat I
Oh.
have on.
Yeah,
We
it is a
want to
cool
actually
hat.
You-
go ahead and
You want to get a hat like that?
here. I'm gonna put you away, Abe, for a quick second. I mean, you can also do that. We'll use the soccer's cam that I do. There we go.
You want to get that hat? Check out our website, sandiego.futbol, where you can purchase it now.
Who's that guy? Who's that guy?
That's Mike.
No, that's
You can get this
Chad.
hat now on our website, sandiego.futbol rope hat or
oh.
cap. Look at that model. Look at this guy.
Didn't think he'd actually use those pictures.
No, but he did.
Didn't think he'd actually use those pictures. Hey,
Also,
there is.
it comes in 3 different colors, black and white, that
Oh,
you see here.
Wait, what?
Navy and mint,
Why
which is
do-
the one Tony has.
Why do I
And you
not
can
have
also get it
those?
in turquoise and white.
That's actually pretty cool. I didn't know that up until literally right now.
So go ahead, you can check that out on our cantina, on our website, sandiego.futbol. Make sure you purchase it. That helps us out. That helps us keep the lights on, keeps
Literally.
us pay the internet, keeps us running the whole thing. So make sure you get your sandiego.futbol hat.
I mean, are we selling out to ourselves? Is this what this is? Oof. Learn how to spell, Tony. Cantina.
Well,
We're gonna
this
go ahead and
this
add that
color's
right there.
actually dope.
I actually like that a lot.
I like that too.
No, seriously, why do I not have that one?
The black and white is cool. Navy and mint is dope.
Get the whole
Turquoise one,
collection.
Like this one is so sick.
Get the whole collection. Sandiego.futbol/cantina. We'll bring Abe back. Where
Hi.
is it? There you went.
There's Abe.
It's cool. Hat,
Um,
yeah. Some wave
which color
colors,
did
some
you want,
SDFC colors. I think I would probably get the black and white one.
Very
Just to be
safe.
the
very
most
safe.
neutral. Very safe.
It also
yeah.
matches with a lot more things if you just get the black and white.
I don't care. Well,
Yeah, I don't. When it comes to hats, I agree with Tony. I don't care if it matches or not.
It's a good hat. It's a good lightweight hat. Stayed on Space Mountain, off Space
Oh,
Mountain.
you wrote it on the like. Si se hubiera volado, me hubiera enojado.
No, it's fine. It's the story. Space Mountain actually broke down halfway through, so they turned the lights on. I rode Space Mountain with the lights on. Kills the magic a little bit.
Yeah, I bet. That sucks. That's funny that it happened to you though.
There's people who should never wear hats, and Abe, I'm afraid to tell you, you're not one of them. He took it off
Thank you.
immediately.
No, it's the headset.
It's the
It's
headset.
the headset.
All right. So let's go ahead and start off today. What do you think, Chivon? What do you think, Abe? Goals, gaps, and grades. We do have some guests coming up. We have San Diego FC. We have Miguel Barajas, president of Frontera San Diego, the official supporters union of San Diego FC, who's actually out over in Colorado, made the trip to watch San Diego FC in this away match. And it was a pretty good away match, but we can call an audible. We can go straight into SDFC. What do y'all think? Yeah, dice el público. What do you guys want in the
Hey.
comments too? Yeah, you guys. Do that.
I think we
Yeah.
could go with the teams that were here. Maybe we start with Sockers or start with San Diego Wave. That's what I would vote for.
Oh, San Diego Wave. Chiba?
San Diego Wave. I'm down to start with Wave.
All right, let's go ahead and start with San Diego Wave because San Diego Wave, and look, I have backgrounds for everything. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna redo the intro for this because Craig, I love it, but I need a new graphic. Season's greetings. I see somebody who's, I think, our buddy Eddie saying over here,
Dale pues.
making Kill Tony, San Diego FC, 2 balls and a mic. Like, that's a lot of screens. Thank you for joining us here on a Monday. San Diego FC, you know what? We're going to let the people roll in because historically, and this is actual data, I actually keep track of how many people actually tune in during the beginning portion. And SDFC people kind of trickle in towards the halfway segment. So hang on tight. We will talk about San Diego FC's second loss ever, second away loss now against Colorado, West Coast opponent. But San Diego Wave also took an L this weekend here locally against KC Current. This is the lineup presented by Jonas Eidevall, Sheridan in the back, McNabb, Wesley, Trinity Armstrong making her first start. This is a 17-year-old player. Pearl Moroni, Favor Emmanuel making the first ever start. Then you have Kenza Dali, the French player, Savannah McCaskill, Cascarino. Then you have Maria Sanchez, and then Okochukwu in the top at Snapdragon Stadium. Pretty different lineup here. San Diego Wave haven't played in 2 weeks. They have not had an actual match. And so, there's time for players to rest. There's also time for players to be utilized in national team activity because one person that's very much missing for San Diego Wave, and it was very apparent, Abe, is one Gia Corley.
Yeah, definitely. That midfield looks a lot different with her than it did without her. I think Favor Emmanuel didn't do the worst job, but there were just definitely some times out there where you needed an offensive foot, a little bit extra on that attacking third, and I think Wave were definitely lacking that in this match.
And I mean, I already see it in the comments. Esteban was actually there pitch side. Esteban just lives pitch side at Snapdragon now. Terrible performance by Wave. They turned it out in the last 15 minutes. But to be fair, playing against the best player in the league, Chawinga, who is a beast, absolutely a monster to.
Were you guys
handle.
surprised by the lineup at all?
Maybe a little bit, but then when you think about it, the international break and how many minutes are trying to be spread out, it makes sense. And then also Trinity Armstrong is really fast, so it makes a little bit more sense to put her in that right back position over Hannah Lundqvist. And I think she did a pretty good job of handling Temwa Chawinga. There were definitely times where she might have gotten in behind, but against other teams, Chawinga just runs all over them, and they were able to shut her down. But that definitely left some more holes on the other side.
And left holes in opening they did because San Diego Wave was just on the defensive from the get-go. And here you see Vlatko, former U.S. women's national team coach, who's honestly having this team fire on all cylinders. Something I told you, Abe, in the press box was Orlando might be the champions, the current reigning defending double winners with the supporter shield. But KC Current is the best team, the best in form right now in the NWSL. And you see it right here. Debinha, who just loves scoring at Snapdragon Stadium. This is her second, I believe, goal here in this stadium. The first one was an absolute world-class banger. Here, you know what? It's a little slow dribbler, control inside the box, difficult for Sheridan to get to. Unfortunate there.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, it's one of those that the ball just bounces to the right player at the right time. I mean, nobody was able to close in. I'm sure in Sheridan's position, like her POV, right, it's like there's too many people in front, like you can't react to it. I don't know if Tony, if you feel like Sheridan maybe could have done a little something more there, but
yeah, potentially take an extra step. But she was believing, I think McNabb was going to go ahead and get a touch on it, waiting for to react there. Brandon saying, yeah, respect to having Chawinga at bay, the best player in the league. And so that's something that San Diego Wave can be proud of, is that at the end of the day, like there's expectations for both San Diego FC and San Diego Wave. And I think those expectations are being kind of just, dismayed because of the different plays. But here you have a decision. We're going to go ahead and go to VAR,
Okay.
video assistant referee.
Real quick, I did the math on it, and it was a total of 4.5 minutes of time where there was just nothing happening with this VAR check. So it's basically the same exact play too. It's a ball down the left wing, crossed into to Debinha. Debinha this time, instead of shooting it, passes off to her left to Claire Hutton, and then she just puts up a shot. Definitely hits Kristen McNabb in the hand there. I don't think that's really questionable. I know the angles might have looked weird, but it took way too long for that VAR check.
Yeah,
it was insane.
I don't even know why the ref doesn't call it at the first,
Yeah, honestly,
him
yeah, that's
seeing
You
it.
can see the
really
bounce
quick-
too, right?
Your handball. I'm sorry, when you're a center back, you try your best to put your hands behind your back. You try your best not to have your arms up. It's unfortunate. Sometimes your body movement is gonna have you have your arm there,
Mhm.
and it's unlucky that the ball hits the arm. But it stopped a clear shot on target. It's a handball any day. I don't know why that took so long.
Immediately, right? If there is a VAR, video assistant referee, who's watching this play, don't take. How long was it?
4.5 minutes.
4.5 minutes.
It was 2 minutes to send
okay.
it to
Yeah.
VAR.
In
Oh my
2
gosh.
minutes,
So
like
it was 2 minutes. They're just waiting at the corner for a corner kick, just pretending like, okay, it's not actually a handball. And then he goes, okay, let me check. And it's like, you could have checked the whole time, man. Like, it was insane.
Did it hits like off her stomach, chest there, like onto the arm? Maybe?
It
And
might look
that's
like
why-
it hits her thigh right there, but it's
No, it's a handball.
It's clearly
Yeah.
a handball. Like, it should have been a first instinct there. Either way, this does get called a penalty. And I mean, man, I clicked a couple times here and it's still reviewing it. All right, I found out what a handball is. I was told, hey, this is what a handball is. I remember the rule book. I think this is a handball. Still considering it now. Like, was it a handball? Did I see a handball? It hit the hand, but the ball sometimes just gets there. All right, maybe. Okay, yeah, yeah. Hold on. Up, nope. I think. Let's see. Let me get the ball. I need you to step back. Okay. All right, Sav. I get it. Let me get the ball. Yeah, it's gonna be a handball. Here you go. I'll just get out of the way.
Perfect narration. And then I mean Lavon touches with the perfect execution. Like nobody stops that penalty.
Oh no, absolute golazo. We're gonna go ahead and see it right here.
Can the captain
it was tough.
score for Kansas City?
Okay, let's mira, güey, apúrate, güey. Just it's a penalty, dude. What are we doing? Come on. Oh my gosh. All right. and
Lavonda, yes!
great shot.
Three
To the roof.
steps,
Yeah,
3-step penalty, dude. That's tough. Like
That's tough.
Do you like a short run up like that?
UFF.
Yes, TUFF all the way.
Look at that aura.
How
much aura do you have, dude?
Hella.
You don't got aura, Tony.
Yeah, the ref was walking with so much unearned aura. Look at that.
Yeah.
Unearned aura.
Yeah.
The vocabulary is coming up.
Minus 100 aura right there, dude.
Please bless us, Esteban and Brandon, with more lingo that Abe should actually catch us up on.
Yeah,
Like,
Abe,
you're-
you should
come
know
on,
this
dude.
stuff, Abe.
What's another one? I know, like, you're acting very Sigma right now.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. Anything?
I'm not even gonna partake in that.
Partake. What
Partake.
is this? Partake. It's a
Okay,
it's a
okay,
tiered.
grandpa.
It's a 2-syllable
Skibidi
tiered
toilet,
word.
bro.
Come on
Sheesh.
now. All right, you're getting muted too. This is what I wish I could have done in Disneyland. I was waiting in line. I'm just like, I'm gonna check on these two pendejos. What are they doing?
And the Wi-Fi was just not there.
Hey, you asked to be here.
That was our mistake.
It's absolutely ref was not very Sigma. Love that.
Yep, not
Ref was
Sigma.
consistently booed, even at halftime and the final whistle. Yeah, no, some of the loudest booing that I've heard
That's what
directed
refs
at a
do too,
referee.
though. Yeah, I mean,
100%.
You do your job if you're one of the teams is booing you.
Second
Like,
half
Yeah.
rolls through, and it was a very lackluster first half by San Diego Wave, but in the second half, it seemed like they turned on some sort of switch. There was a talk at halftime. Jonas Heideval had a conversation with the players, and they seem to have regrouped, something that Jonas himself mentioned in the post-match at this point, that there was some sort of switch, and they finished off the game stronger than they started it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he mentioned effort specifically, which I think you can definitely say when you're like down 2-0 and the team is like just running all over you. There's an effort decreases as that first half went on, and it just started to look worse and worse. They're honestly lucky it was only 2-0, but that second half was much better. I think they didn't allow a single shot in that second half, so it's good performance in the second half. But you're already down 2 goals, and Kansas City was very comfortable just sitting back and letting the game come to them. So at that point, it was much too late.
For our SDFC pals that are sticking around, and you know what, go watch a Wave game if you're really about Snapdragon Stadium. Go for a cheaper price if you're a venue enthusiast. But speaking about the venue, Abe, the pitch, something
Okay.
that you pointed out. Want to just
Did it
give us a
look like
lowdown,
crap,
because there was an injury, a non-contact injury, another non-contact injury on Snapdragon Stadium's field, and Abe was quick to point out, could this possibly be groundskeeping related? I know there's a lot of different moving parts at Snapdragon Stadium between SDFC and San Diego Wave, the operations side of things. But I mean, Abe, what did you see? What did you notice? I know you
Yeah,
had
so early on in the game, I noticed like a tiny bit of sand pick up on the right side, and I was like, "Oh no, is this gonna be a story?" And then the first half too was way too long. There was like 6 minutes of stoppage time because of that VAR decision, I think. And Michelle Cooper, who is become kind of a mainstay on the U.S. Women's National Team, rolled her ankle like in the fifth or sixth minute of that stoppage time, and at first I thought she slipped. It looked like on the replay that she slipped. And then I decided to ask the coach of Kansas City Current, Vlatko Andonovsky, and he said, I don't have the exact quote in front of me, but he basically said the pitch was not at fault. She just rolled her ankle, and the pitch was decent and very playable. So he did not blame the pitch at all. He joked like, "Oh, it's no CPKC Stadium. Our groundskeepers are the best in the world," and but the pitch was very playable and in decent condition. So
Hey, that's
he
what happened.
had nothing bad to say. I think I was just proven wrong. So it's fair enough, fair play to the groundskeepers. I think it can be an issue, especially with May gonna be, I think, the most played on pitch probably in the MLS and NWSL because there's just so many matches. But the pitch ended up not being a story. I thought it was gonna be a story, but no, it wasn't the story.
Well, that's a good thing to hear, I guess.
Look,
Yeah.
but so you
It's
know
the-
that we're
he has
fair.
credibility though. I think if the other opposing coach has no reason to say like no, it was a good pitch or to lie about that kind of thing, So I think it's especially coming from a former national team coach, it says a lot. So it's a good thing that the pitch is in good condition right now.
Yeah, so kudos to, again, like you said, groundskeeping efforts at Snapdragon Stadium. I know people have been asking us about, hey, so how's that pitch holding up? How's it going? There's already been a couple of events there at Snapdragon Stadium. So I guess right now it's a playable surface. It's good. So no notes right now. I will mention too that Latko will say, hey, yeah, we have the best groundskeepers and we have the best facilities. Of course, that's what happens when you have a soccer specific facility soccer specific NWSL specific stadium. So congratulations on KC Current having that and those facilities, the first of its kind in the NWSL. So with that, that means that San Diego Wave lose 2-0 against Kansas City. The first loss here at home, I believe. Yes, this season there has been a lot of action. One other game, but this kind of the first look at what defeat looks like here in person. Abe, I think my biggest takeaway is that San Diego Wave can't put a whole game together. Something that actually I think San Diego teams are struggling in general. But San Diego Wave specifically, it seems like the first half has been great in the last couple games, but then this game comes around and the first half is atrocious. They figure it out after, but they just can't not put a full 90 together.
Yeah, definitely not. And with I think a player like Gia Corley and team that's a little bit more connected, and think Chiamaka at time too looked like alone out there. She was like waiting for passes that weren't coming, but Leon coming on as a sub was really good. I think in her past games where she started, she's come off a little bit slower than I think we would normally expect, but as a sub, I think Leon has a lot of potential to do some damage.
And you got to remember, right? You're coming after 2 back-to-back games against the top teams in the season, in the league in the last couple of years, right? So I think for this next game against Racing Louisville, like they're gonna show their dominance again. You're gonna see the San Diego Wave team that you saw against Utah, against Angel City. So I think it'll be a little different for sure, but it is an away match. But yeah, San Diego Wave currently sit in 9th place, which is probably better than they were last year, to be honest.
I mean, you feel better. Like this 9th place doesn't feel as heavy at any point of San Diego Wave being at the bottom of the table last year.
Yeah, they were at the bottom of the table for a long portion of the season, but they ended in 10th place last year.
Mm-hmm.
I forget that. Like there's 14 teams in the NWSL, so 10th place really, I guess, isn't that bad. You're 2 places out of the playoffs, but this league is gonna come down to like those final matches, unless the Wave can like prove themselves to be among the Orlandos, the Washingtons, and the KC Current. I know Chiva thinks they're gonna be, but I don't think they are right now.
It's too early in the season, Abe. Don't rule them out.
Missing
Jonah Ball is gonna thrive.
missing shout
Jonah Ball, is that what you call it?
Jonah
Jonah
Ball?
Ball.
Jonah Vall. Oh, I kind of like that.
I'll pitch it to him.
Yeah.
I'll talk to him. He's a great, very accessible guy. Let's hear from Savannah McCaskill and 17-year-old. Geez, what a talent she's going to be. Trinity Armstrong post match for the San Diego Wave loss.
I agree tonight. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, can you either of you take us through the game today in terms of what made it hard to face a team that was also and has been in current very good form this season?
Yeah, I mean, it's no secret that they have many threats. You shut down one of them and someone else pops up and scores a goal. So I just think it's a really big learning lesson for us that we have to be switched on from minute one, bought into our game plan from the very beginning, even if things aren't going great and we're not able to keep the ball as much as we'd like in those early minutes. I think fighting through those phases of play, I think will be a huge lesson for us to learn. And ultimately, like, we have to defend our goal just as much as we want to attack their goal. And I think we had moments tonight where you saw that we can play some really good footy still. We can create chances, we can get in their box. It's just now putting everything together. And I think that's just going to come with time, and we have to learn quicker than probably, I don't know. We have to learn fast, basically, going forward.
Yeah, and then with the trust with you on this conversation, what was that like with getting started against a team like Casey?
Yeah, I think it's amazing that he trusted me at first to go up against the last year's MVP, Chewinga, and then on top of that, just trusting me to be able to play with such an amazing team. So I'm super grateful and thankful for that opportunity. And just going off what Sav said, like we learned from it and we had our chances, but we just know what to do next time.
She's being humble. She did incredible. 17?
Yeah.
Coming in and playing against the MVP of the league last year, like that takes a lot of guts and a lot of, backing yourself. And she's put in the work to do that and earned that tonight. And I think she showed very well for herself. Thank you.
Love the camaraderie there. Love seeing everybody just kind of come together and just put each other over. And I think that energy wasn't there last year. Just that
No.
positivity after a 2-0 loss. Like they're always very good and positive with each other is what I'll say about San Diego Wave and just NWSL from getting to know just the women's game a little bit more, is that it's much more positive than the men's side of things. And even in the 2-0 loss, like, yeah, of course you wanted to be like, oh, I'm pissed, like, but there's not just like, hey, she got her debut, good on her. Like, no, this is why she's good. This is why she's going to be good. And she just proved that she held her own against the MVP. And to get out there, like, it's like a boxer, right? Like you got in the ring, like there's some level of respect. And not even that, she figured it out and made great adjustments in the second half, Abe.
Yeah, and also Savannah McCaskill, I think, got a 10,000 minute mark in this match, so that's another like crazy accomplishment. I think she's been in NWSL like dating back to like when teams had like much worse playing conditions, and now she's like, I think probably one of the leaders on this team. I would probably say like second to Kaylin Sheridan, and I think she's definitely. Like you said, I didn't think about that, but yeah, in last year's press conferences, we would talk to Savannah McCaskill a lot, and there was definitely a lot more like frustration, and this time around, I think that there's a lot more just calmness and belief in what the system is.
Not only that, but there was also so much outside noise last season with all the lawsuits and all the stuff going off the field that does affect the team morale in general, right? That does affect the conversations that players have in the locker room when they see something pop up like that. So they don't have any of that this season. It's kind of like a clean house, and it feels different where they can kind of like just be positive and just try to support each other whenever they lose and suck and get destroyed at home.
Aw is correct. Playback. As I'll give you message shout outs to Wave for the invite and the hospitality. I believe where Brandon was there. So getting out there. Local soccer in San Diego, and the season continues. The season rolls on. The seasons will be greeted. All kinds of seasons. Racing Louisville is up next. This is the match that didn't happen last season. The last game of the season here to close out the season.
Taylor Flint revenge match.
Taylor Flint revenge match ×2, X2, but I don't think it's gonna have the same flavor.
No.
I mean, maybe I don't know
because
Casey's not here.
anymore,
Well,
yeah.
actually, fun fact. Casey was actually in stadium at Snapdragon Stadium.
That's good. Just say hi.
It's just nope. Even if I came
You're
across
like,
her,
hi, I got you fired.
I did not get her fired at all. Please, let's not have that narrative.
I think you did.
You did. You asked the last question, and that got her in trouble.
And some creepy guy took a picture of Abe in the press box. No, it's we welcome all pictures of us in the press box. It
Don't speak
keeps-
for us.
I am speaking for us as an institution. If
No,
you
Abe,
see
if
us
you
out
don't
there,
consent, Abe, that's
if
not okay.
you
Did
see
someone
us
take
out
a
there-
picture of me in the press box? I didn't see this.
Absolutely, Abe, it's out there, and this is what I mean. Everybody's watching. You
Was
always have
the
to assume
creepy guy
everybody's
Tony?
watching. And if you want to take a picture, just because you're like, man, that's a cool hat they're wearing. Guess what? You can go ahead and go to San Diego FC, not San Diego FC, San Diego
Punto
Football /Cantina, where you can get yourself this nifty hat in a couple of different colors, supporting the podcast everywhere you will. Let's man, the back of this guy's head is just tailor made for this hat. Like, look at him, man. He's enjoying the hat so much. Like, wow, I'm getting so much awesome attention. And then he's like, whoa, did that guy just look at me like that? And he's like, nah, I didn't. Look at me with my other hat. I have a different hat. And then guess what? There's more. This guy's ready to go. Get your San Diego FC, San Diego SD.football, San Diego.football.
Wait, ¿qué traes, güey?
You know what it is? I've been doing a lot of ad reads during game. So I've been doing Verizon ad reads. Solo por Verizon, dile, puedes entregar cualquier teléfono y puedes intercambiarlo por un iPhone 16 gratis en la compra de una línea nueva por Verizon. And then we go back to the action with San Diego Soccer.
That's annoying to have to read in Spanish all the time.
Yeah, no, it was pretty bad actually. Here, I'll give you.
We're okay. Let's do match predictions real quick.
No, it's all good. It's all good. These match predictions are brought to you by Capelli Sports. Capelli Sports es el proveedor oficial y exclusivo de uniformes y ropa de la Major Arena Soccer League. La nueva tienda de aficionados de la MASL se lanzará pronto. They don't like the way I say miter. I hate that miter. MITRE. First of all, terrible brand of soccer balls. Terrible brand of soccer. But it's Mitre. Es marca Panchito. Mitre is a brand that, oh no, I forgot my shoes. Guess I gotta go to Big Five and get whatever cleats I need because I need
They
to
were the
play.
cheap ones. I think I had one of those.
I had some too.
Those were the cheap ones. It was always
They were the cheap ones. They were the tu carcachita de taquetes.
Yeah, you know what's not cheap? I mean, it is cheap, but not cheap quality. San Diego.Football's new rope hat. Find it at San Diego.Football /Cantina. Hey, support the pod. Support us.
Match predictions for San Diego against Racing Louisville. Abe, just going back to where we're at with San Diego Wave, you have predicted the results, not the actual like results scoreboard, but
You've been right.
You've been right. You got the Orlando defeat and then the Kansas City defeat.
I'd hope nothing less.
I know ball, guys.
You do
When
know
it comes
ball.
to predictions, I don't know what it is. I just know.
All right,
okay.
Abe, what's your prediction for this next match
All
then?
right, start us off.
Okay. I
Ava Ramos?
think that San Diego Wave are gonna be victorious in Kentucky against Racing Louisville. I think they leave with a 2-0 victory. Racing Louisville hasn't looked great this season. I don't think they have enough offensive firepower that they need.
Everything
So
good?
yeah, 2-1 victory. I do like 619 Soccer thought of a tie, but the team's looking pretty good on offense once Gia Corley is going to be back in the mix.
Gia Corley is going to be back, so that is a victory for San Diego Wave, according to Abe Stadamas.
What scoreboard again? What's the score?
What was your score line, Abraham?
2-1.
2-1.
I thought you were asking like the score of the.
The current match that's happening right now. I'll see you.
Tony?
2-1. I will say
2-1.
San Diego Wave will go over to Racing Louisville, especially with the return of Gia Corley. I'm gonna go 2-2, a tie as well. I'll agree with San Diego 619 Soccer. One of the best
2-2?
Instagram follows you'll get. Follow soccer in San Diego, not just teams, but players from San Diego. Good stuff.
I'm gonna go with a 1-0 San Diego win.
1-0 San Diego win. All right. Playback says 2-0 Wave. All right. Like that. Esteban, Brandon, you can always predict as well here. Get in it. Get in on it. Put some skin in the game.
Reason Louisville has only scored 2 goals this season.
Ooh.
So-
And they're going to score 2 goals against Wave in a tie, 2-2. Dang. That's insane, actually. All right. Abe, are we missing anything from San Diego Wave? You can also catch Jonas Seideval's full press conference also on San Diego Punto Futbol's YouTube page. We have all full press conferences there for San Diego Wave, San Diego FC as well. Esteban says if they play the same way they did 2 nights ago, it's going to be a 3-0 loss. And then you got Brandon on the other side, 3-0 win.
Yeah, I would just
So
definitely
3-3-5.
reiterate what you said about that Jonas Eideval interview, that he was pretty good in that press conference. He had a lot to say about the way the team plays, and he's brutally honest, but also positive. Like, it's very weird it's not weird. I guess it's normal. It's different than what we have had in coaches. I think he's very much okay with criticizing the team and also saying, like, yes, we can criticize them, but this is still like a great team. And I think he truly believes what he's telling us.
He also, and this is something I haven't heard from a San Diego professional soccer coach, whether that be Nate, Landon, Casey, Mikey Varas yet.
Paul Buckle. That's the only one.
Paul Buckle,
Nate Miller.
Sorry. I said Nate, who will be visiting San Diego for the first time as a assistant coach for Real Salt Lake. But sorry, Paul Buckle. Apologies. The legendary San Diego Wave. He's up there in the Mount Rushmore along with Mike Piazza, legendary San Diego Padre.
I think he has to be, right? Because there's only 4.
Greg Maddox, legendary San Diego Padre. I mean, it's legendary San Diego Wave. One of the coaches of San Diego Wave. Not many.
We should make a Mount Rushmore of interim coaches in San Diego sports history.
I mean, I think Landon Donovan has to be in the Mount Rushmore.
No, he's not he wasn't an interim though. He was an actual. Was he an interim?
No, he was an
Oh, he
interim.
was an
He was
interim.
interim.
Okay, you're right.
So Abe, I had this conversation with you at the press conference actually. So Mount Rushmore for sure. Mount Rushmore, interim head coaches for San Diego soccer, Landon Donovan. He's on there. But the mountain itself is Paul Buckle.
Oh my god.
Absolute dog. He just, again, I'm convinced he just came and was like, yeah, I can do a new wardrobe, and just said, I'll take the job. Got a new wardrobe and just buzzed out. We just have to start being strong and maintaining our intensity when we press. And yes, and much like, again, this is really cool actually that the 2 San Diego soccer teams are mirroring each other in a lot of different ways, because we talk about sustainability for San Diego FC. Same thing with San Diego Wave. They can't keep a whole 90 together. They run out of gas, or they take a while to restart the engine and warm up a little bit. So it seems like it's a trend here. But to my other point of Jonas Seideval, the first coach in soccer that says, hey, the travel, no, it's brutal. Like, some players are coming in from Europe, the travel time, they're on a plane for a whole day. And then they come in and they have to get readjusted. I think he said they only practice once in the last 2 weeks. So it's not like they're taking a break. They're actively playing and doing stuff. But he's the first coach that I've heard. It's like, I don't know what it is, but we're going to have to figure that out. Like, he's going to go back and sit down and really think about, what do we do in the situation? Like, everybody almost has it as that in the back of the hand, just excuse of like, yeah, we can always say travel. We can always say that. And it's not going to be something that the coaches are going to overly say. We're going to keep asking, like, hey, did this really factor in? I know you asked Mikey Varas about altitude again, and somebody was like, oh, well, who keeps asking about altitude? Well, guess what? In the post-match, Jeppe Sverskop, the captain, was like, nah, homie, the altitude, like, got to us. So it's a real thing. These are real things that are affecting specifically San Diego teams.
To be fair, anyone that would say that altitude doesn't play a role when it comes to soccer doesn't know ball. Because, I mean, how many times have Mexico forced their way to having their home stadium be Azteca because of the altitude of Mexico City as well? It's an advantage that Mexico used to have. So,
100%.
Definitely plays a role.
Abe, do you have anything else for us for
Not
San Diego Wave? Cool. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to switch gears here. We're going to have 2 Sarape segments today. And so the first one's actually going to be the president of the SDISU, who have rebranded and have a new image, new everything
El
campeón,
El presidente.
we'll welcome him on. But is there anything else, Abe, for San Diego Wave at this point?
Thank you, Abe.
No.
Sounds
I
good.
was shaking my head. I said no the first time, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you should know better that I have like 8 million different things that I'm doing at once. Sometimes I'm not even on the camera looking at who's here. But you know what? Thankfully, Chiva was.
Thank you, Abe. We're gonna catch you in a little bit for some SDFC talk as well.
I mean, if you're down.
maybe.
Or we can also talk about what's going to happen this upcoming weekend, between you
Abe,
and I.
Abe is gone.
Oh, see, I didn't see him. I
Yeah,
didn't see
Abe is
him. I
gone.
didn't see him.
Abe is gone. But like you
Be
said,
gone.
it is time for our first Sarakme segment. You ready, Tony?
Yeah, go for it. All right, and with that, we're going to go ahead and welcome El Presidente of the artist formerly known as the San Diego Independent Supporters Union, now known as Frontera San Diego. Please go ahead and welcome the great and powerful Miguel Barajas. Miguel,
Hey, thanks, guys. Dude, that was quite the introduction, man. I like it.
I mean,
Presidente.
Presidente,
Dude.
like, honestly, it's you,
No.
you got-
Aquí está.
well,
You won that.
yeah, you did.
Dude, that was such a great game, man. I had so much fun at that game.
That's good, man. Thank you
Dude.
for coming out and
For
for
the-
a good cause.
For those of you who don't know, Miguel Barajas played goalkeeper on the controversially winning side of the charity match that we held. So it's all good. Thank you for coming out. We need to do that again. And actually, it's funny you mentioned that today at work. The people who were like, "Hey guys, are we doing this again next year?" I was like, probably not there. We'll
No.
figure it out, but we'll do it next year. It was fun to have everything happening. But Miguel, thank you for making time. I know you are incredibly busy doing everything that you do, including traveling, because you were over in Colorado this last weekend, correct?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I flew out on Saturday morning. Got there at about maybe 10 a.m. and then just stayed up all the way until 3 o'clock in the morning until I got back to the hotel.
That's a long
Absolute
day.
machine.
Yeah.
But there is some news that I just kind of want to talk about with the union, because last week it was announced that there's going to be a little bit of a transition into, if what we kind of knew was going to happen. The supporters union was not always going to be the San Diego Independent Supporters Union forever, but there is now a image, there is now a direction, there is now something that goes along with everything that Frontera SD, as they're now known, is going to go ahead and be doing. So can you just kind of walk us through the decision to say, hey, this is going to be the name, this is what we're going to go ahead and go with? How did it come about? And then we'll round it out with some imagery as well.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much. First of all, thank you guys for having me on, man. I really miss hanging out with you guys.
Me too.
So for the name, I mean, it's just we kind of had an idea. We kind of had an idea when we came up with the first name. Things didn't really work out, right? Everybody kind of liked it, but it's kind of controversial at the same time. So this time around, what we decided to do is that we decided to have every SG give us 1 or 2 names for themselves, that they wanted to come up with. We put it out for the union vote. And then from there, you guys know, like sometimes when people vote in masses, there's never always a popular vote, never really a popular opinion. So what we did a little bit differently this time is once we put it out for the union vote, we had the top 3 names out of that vote come up. And then from there, it was voted on by the SG Council, which the SG Council, for not people that aren't familiar with, are the leaders of the SGs, the maybe 1 or 2 people from each ones. And then from there, they picked the name that decided that it was best representative of us. And that was phase 1. I mean, just coming up with the name, right? We didn't really announce it too much. It was kind of those things we started telling people like, hey, this is the new name. If it gets around, cool. That's kind of what we wanted to go with from the beginning. We never wanted to hide it because we knew it was going to get out. So we just silently started telling everybody, like we told every single union member Frontera SD is the name. And we sent it via, Discord, we sent it on chant. And from there, we just kind of let it catch traction, right? Until we came up with a new brand.
No, it's fantastic. And I mean, everything kind of comes around with it, right? New imagery, new, I guess not new colors, the same colors for San Diego FC. But moving forward, Just kind of talk us through what the actual crest logo imagery is again. Here on the Instagram, you can find it at Frontera SD _, on Instagram. We see un sello, we see some stars around it, a star in the middle, a chain link around it. It's kind of, what does it all mean?
Yeah, definitely. So for the whole branding portion of it, right? We had we kind of started off reaching out to initially like a couple of local artists, and then we kind of went with one, and then like at towards the end of kind of when we started like wrapping everything up, right? George from Barra 18, he has, I mean, really popular guy, really talented. Has SDCA equipment. Super talented guy. Gave us a proposal, sent it over to us, and from the second we saw it, right, we were just kind of blown away, right? It was just this entire branding aspect of it, and yeah, exactly right there, SDCA equipment, and just the way it kind of described everything and all the aspects of the logo and the crest, it was definitely something that I think it blew people's mind away. Like when everybody saw it in the committee, and when everybody saw it in the board. And the thing that kind of initially caught my eye was definitely the logo, right? The 8 chains around the center star, with the electricity around it. The way he explained it, right? It's a 7 chains that are going to be the original SGs, and then one chain for every SG that comes in afterwards, right? So that makes it a total of 8. We're not going to keep adding to that logo. That's going to stay the same. But it's just really representative of all the fans that are here that started and all the fans that are to come. And then the center star being representing San Diego, we're all kind of, we're covering around it, kind of protecting our city. And also the energy stars on the side kind of represent the same SGs. And that from there, it was just like, wow, this is great. That's just the logo. That's not even the crest, right? And then the crest kind of blew us away. The fact that we could have 2 different types of branding aspects that came with it, right? And one of them for social media, one of them for like a full presentation. And so yeah, that caught our eye. And then the second thing that we had to come up with was the colors, right? Well, what kind of colors represent San Diego? And we kind of there was a committee of us, maybe like 4 or 5 of us that were kind of like going around, and we had a bunch of different color designs, different color combinations. I mean, they could have been a little bit different. And we started going through all the pros and cons. Like, okay, like this one looks a little bit more like this team, or this one doesn't really look like our city, but I could see where you're going with it. And then at the end of the day, we just decided to, like, you know what? Like the club, they have Azul, and they have they have Chrome. Let's just go with the gray, right? Like a gray is pretty good representative of like the morning. Especially we got the Navy, the battleship. It's almost synonymous with San Diego.
No, I love that, and let me tell you, I've been actually doing some commentary from people who are LAFC fans, and they saw this and they're like, okay, like we can go ahead and start vibing a little bit with that, seeing a little bit more respect. Because honestly, some feedback that they were saying, and yeah, I mean, Cura and all that, in Carrilla was there's way too many like team printed flags in the section for their liking. It was specifically 3252, and just kind of like, hey, like over here it kind of goes against that. You support the city, you support this, you have the colors, and I like that you guys are mirroring those colors. But now there's that crest, there's that imagery, there's the logotipo specifically for the supporters unit. Is that the conversation that was had at some point? Like, hey, too many printed ones. Like, hey.
Yeah, it definitely felt like and it's one of those things that we kind of needed to do something, right? When we first started off with the season, we had 3 home games that we didn't have really like a brand or anything. And I think from day one, we're like, hey, if we're not gonna have a logo, let's just try to get these printed flags with the San Diego Sea. We paid for those, right? The club did not pay for them. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. We paid them out of the union money, and that was something that was brought forward again for to us. We voted on it. We had it out there, but that was just to be able to fill the space, fill the void that was kind of like waiting to be it's just kind of we're waiting to accomplish that, right? But no, everybody, and I even get that comment sometimes here, like I've seen it on Reddit. By the way, this crest and this reveal, I mean, it's really hard to impress people on Reddit, and it's doing such a great job. I don't know if you guys are very familiar with that, but it's insane. I mean, we have people that are like, oh yeah, it's another manufactured logo. It's like, nah, this is 100% pure San Diego talent right here. I mean, this is not coming from anybody that was hired on. This person is a member of our group, is a member of our team, and they did this out of the love that they have for the city and for the for the union, right?
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
good.
how did the club react to that name? I know there was kind of controversy in the past, right? I know Mikey Varas has been using Frontera San Diego from the first home game.
Mikey Vada's just a great pitch man. Like he's like, oh this. Like he
No,
uses
but he mentioned that
flow.
obviously that first
yeah.
game you had the whole chant around the stadium, and he was the first to say this was
Frontera.
not from Frontera San Diego. And that's when like I kind of started catching on. So it's like, oh, like that's their name now. Like they're not the union now. That's the name. But how have you felt like the club react to this new name?
Yeah, the club. I mean, the club loved it from the beginning, right? It's like we told them, we kept them in the loop of every single step in the process, right? We kept them in the loop of the 21 names that were submitted. We kept them in the loop of the top 3 names that won. And before we started any other kind of controversy, I ran it by them as like, these are the top 3 names we're going to vote on. It's like, if you guys, speak now or forever hold your peace, because after this, like, it's no going back, right? Like the last time, it was kind of like, maybe we didn't make too many great decisions, both our ends, right? The club and us. We weren't really talking. We made a decision without talking to them. They started making, decisions, without really talking to us. And that's kind of one of the things that we kind of wanted to start changing from, from a union and club relationship aspect. But they were all about it from day one. And the second they heard it, and I mean, I'm telling you, the second we kind of dropped the initial kind of sneak peek into the logo, they were just like, yeah, this is gonna be huge.
What were the other 2 names? I'm curious.
God, I forget. They were just like it was, I want to say it was like Frontera SD, it was Fronterizos, and it was I forget the third name. But Frontera San Diego won pretty handsomely.
Yeah, Fronterizos. I would have been like, really, guys?
La Frontera SD, like La Frontera.
I like that.
San
I like it. It has a
Diego,
nice ring
like,
to it.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
That's what San Diego is. San Diego's a frontera.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we all know that,
Yeah, no, not a whole lot of people in the MLS call themselves that, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, you also have some people that are like, oh, can't you name yourself after a Mexican restaurant? But that, I mean, those guys are like from Cincinnati or something like that. It's like, dude, we don't have restaurants call ourselves like that,
Oh no, like people in Cincinnati fans are actually sworn enemies of San Diego FC for some strange reason online and Twitter. Like they have some strange beef. Like, hey, wait, you guys have Alejandro Guido, relax, all right? Like,
yeah, chill.
Wait, was this the other name, Cromwell? Or no?
Was it the Chrome Wall? I mean, I'll pull it up for you later on if I can find it, but I'll send it over to you guys.
At least I know there was estaban los dragones cromados, and then I had to explain to a couple people what cromados kind of translates in the colloquial in Spanish, and it's not necessarily rated G for it's not rated G.
Cromados. Yeah, it's different. That Spanish is tricky sometimes.
How's
Colorado, man? Like, I mean, obviously not the result for the club, but what was the experience like?
Dude, Colorado was fun, man. It was a good time. I mean, just being able to go out there with we had 150 people, and then we had more people there that were they used to live in San Diego, that live in Colorado now. They're native San Diegans. They just wanted to root for the club. I mean, so first of all, I'm going to give the hats off to the Colorado FO. I mean, they were super nice, super generous. I mean, we kind of had a story. They're like, when we had our safety meeting or whatever, and they're like, how many drums you guys plan on bring? And, we kind of joked around, well, how many can we bring? And so like, just say a number. And somebody just threw out, what about 5? And they're like, 5 drums it is. So we took 5 drums over to Colorado.
Wow.
And yeah, they were super nice. I mean, the security is super respectful. I mean, they showed us, great hospitality. And I mean, I think that the one thing that I'm very proud of, especially with the group that went, as you said, it wasn't the result we were looking for, but even down 3-1, I mean, we were still singing like we were we were up, like 2-0, right? I mean, it was nonstop. They kind of took the wind out of us there for a little bit towards the end, especially with the elevation. You do get really freaking tired just singing. But it was an amazing experience, man. I did the first time we did a serenata over at the hotel as well. Yeah,
that's sick.
It's really cool.
Yeah, that was. I mean, we got the okay from the club. They gave us the they gave us a location of where the club was staying or where the team was staying, like the morning of. And, within like 2 hours, everybody, I literally landed in Colorado, Denver, got my rental car, picked up like 2 or 3 more guys that were there at the airport. We went straight to the hotel, and that's where we started meeting everybody. We had some things with, with the balloons and even the popped off smoke. We were down 3-1, and that was kind of like, well, everybody would have thought we were winning, but no, we were just, we were just there to show the club. And we told them from day one, from like probably day -1 when we were talking to them in the clubhouse, it's like, no matter how down you guys are, we're always going to be there singing 100%, and you're always going to be able to hear us. And, we're keeping our end of the promise, right? We just told them, just don't give up. And I mean, for a second there, I thought we were going to tie it, and it was going to be great, but it never happened.
Man, I hope it never gets to the point where the team is so like bad where the porra de hincha, like they have to like yell. Have you seen those videos? Like they're just
100%.
like with the
You
porra, like,
better
yelling at the players.
No, you better if it gets to that.
If it
point,
gets to that point, hopefully it
you
doesn't.
better.
But
Like there's hard-earned money that's going into this, and let me tell you, like the thing that doesn't get spoken about enough is that these are the supporters. They get a cheaper ticket per se. So join the Frontera San Diego Union. You can go to their website. It's going to be boom right here. ¿Dónde estás?
Pato, ya veo al Miguel. Póngale huevos. Están valiendo madre.
100%. You can go ahead and join at thefronterasd.com. Just click join, and you can go ahead and do what you want on there and support this union. And this is really part of the reasoning to get out there, because it's still early enough to people can actually have an impact. There's a lot of people doing a lot of different things, and a lot of people that are incredibly overworked, a lot of people that are incredibly just tired out of this. And even then, it's not like it's free. You have to pay your own money, like you mentioned. So shout out to you guys for doing that. And
Thanks, man.
It takes an army. Pa que vean. And you know this. We don't talk shit about SDFC and everything. Like, we give props when they deserve, and for 100%, they deserve props on supporting and just being surprised by you guys. And I love that you guys are surprising the front office in a positive manner as well.
I think we're surprising the MLS in general, man. I don't think people really knew what was going to happen when we joined. And it's just only going to get bigger, right? And I think I think the more people that we get coming in that kind of buy into the whole atmosphere of it, and that's the key thing, right? Buying the atmosphere. I mean, it's cool to go in there and get the cheap ticket, but we definitely want people to just get involved. Start learning the chants, be involved in the community, be involved in the union, and just kind of be a good supporter. That's what we really want. All we ask is that you're just a supporter.
And go ahead and that was my notification you probably got. We just subscribed to the YouTube channel, because there is a YouTube channel where you can learn the chants as well. Make sure you go to SDFC chants, and there you go. Like, even if you don't know the words, like there they are, like karaoke. Go ahead and go. Excellent use of Mexico 86 type font. And you can just join in the fun and make the noises. Like, it's part of it. Like, it's so much fun to be in there. But it's a responsibility too.
Yeah,
you guys did good against LA. Not gonna lie, I was talking to a lot of people. You guys did really good against LA.
No, which one? The LA Galaxy?
Yeah, LAFC.
LAFC, yeah.
No, dude, 100%. But LAFC. I had several conversations about, like, hey man, this can be a day where it can go either way, and it was looking like, oh, LAFC's here. Like, all right, let's allow. They're trained, they're professional supporter groups in a lot of ways, right? Like, they have their ways of going about things, but San Diego really just stuck to them, and I love that the stadium backed you guys. That was really cool to see.
No, it was good, man. We practiced. I mean, there's practice, and I mean, just the. A lot of the SG leaders, man, they were just like, they were letting everybody know that, dude, this is it. This is our Super Bowl, like right now, right? It's like this is the first time we're tested against a big away, like such a close potential rival, right? But now I can say probably now it's a rival, right? But this was our first potential like rival, and we're just gonna be like, we know they show up all the time, and we don't want to be compared to them. I mean, we're here. And you could definitely hear us, especially without we don't need a cover to to make our voices louder. It's like we did good.
I like that. Don't need a
Yeah.
cover. I like that. In stride. You know what? Who needs a roof? Nah.
Yeah, we don't need a roof.
It would almost be too loud if there was a roof. So hey, Snapdragon, just keep your money.
Dude, imagine if we had a roof though, man. Oh my god.
That'd
Dude,
be pretty interesting, actually.
yeah, that'd be really loud, man.
Is there a way to make a fake roof where like it's an artificial roof and you can just direct chants like specifically? Everybody has like a cardboard box and they chant in it. I don't know.
No,
just
man,
I'm going
look at
3D,
Bill, look at
4D.
Bill.
Hey man, we're 2025. You got to
You
think
never
outside the
know,
box.
you never know.
Miguel, thank you once again for joining and always speaking so well on the supporters union. Is there something for the union that's coming up? I know with new imaging, new everything. Is there some merch coming? Like what's coming for the union and watch parties as well?
Yeah, we're definitely gonna be releasing some merch here pretty soon. Hopefully before the next home game, we're gonna have some stuff available. Maybe we're trying to get everything together, get some t-shirts or something like that, some sweaters maybe. So that's kind of in the works right now. As far as watch parties, we are gonna we have different SGs kind of going to different areas for the Charlotte game, but I know Barrio Junto, they're gonna be helping out with the SDFC watch party down at the soap factory. I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, so they're gonna be throwing a big watch party out there. So we're definitely encouraging, like, if you have nowhere to go or if you're part of the union, you're not sure where to go. I mean, you can definitely come to any of our SG watch parties or go to the San Diego FC one. I mean, those people out there, they're doing really, really good things for that upcoming watch party. And but as far as everything else goes for the union, man, we just like I said, man, we're growing every day. We just want people to make sure that that we're here for them. If anybody wants to come around, introduce themselves to the tailgate. I mean, I can tell you right now, man, we've only been in the MLS for like what 5-6 weeks. We already have the best tailgate in the MLS. I mean, I'm gonna say that like
Best food,
straight up.
hands down,
Best food.
in
Yeah.
tailgating. Like no question. Like no
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like, and everybody's putting in a lot of work, man. I'll tell you right now, it's going real good.
I love that, Miguel. And again, thank you for representing the city of San Diego so well and doing everything you can out there. Support the union, join the union. It's a really cool thing that you guys got going on. And I mean, best of luck because I mean it's a long season.
Yeah.
You guys are representing well. So shout out to everybody in the union. Anything else for you, Miguel, or the union?
Nah, man, just go San Diego.
Let's go San Diego. All right, perfect. Thank you for joining
Have a good night.
tonight. Have a good one.
Abe
Abe
is
is
here.
clapping.
We
Clap
love
it,
Abe.
clap.
Yes, we do.
All right.
He's
Abe
awesome.
is here.
No, 100%.
We love Abe.
Presidente is so well spoken. He's got the good microphone too. Like he could steal our jobs, man.
100%. Actually, we've been in talks with having some sort of collaboration with supporter unions as well. Yes, that is technically his. Technically, but with that, time to go ahead and get into the actual San Diego FC game. San Diego FC went over to Colorado, and our friend Miguel was actually also there and saw and witnessed the second loss for San Diego FC in history. And look, I mean, we're going to get to the audio from Mikey Vara, some good words from Yepis Verskov, captain as well. But it was going to be a tough matchup in altitude. Abe, you were out there at media availability last Thursday, and so you actually posed that question once again to head coach Mikey Vadas as far as how that was going to be a factor, if it was going to be a factor, and what did you think about his response?
I think, yeah, they were very honest about like altitude is something that like you kind of always have to be cognizant of, but I think Jasper Loffelson said it best that like you really can't prepare for it. Like they don't have like the chambers or like the masks, I guess, don't really work. I don't think they work that much, but they don't have like any of those chambers at the facility, so you kind of just have to like deal with it once you get there. And then I also wrote a little bit about what their breathing exercises were. So they do this post training meditation after like every training, which is actually really interesting. So I think like Mikey Vadas just like walks among them and like talks them through these breathing exercises, and it's like to focus on the brain and also just being like a good person like on and off the pitch. So I think it's interesting stuff to like have that kind of like holistic training. That's definitely something that like Mikey Vadas is all about. And yeah, it's still always gonna be a tough match in Colorado. I think that's just all San Diego teams, especially since they're so close to sea level, that you're gonna always be thinking about altitude and it being crazy. Like I know whenever San Diego State goes to these altitude games for basketball, it's a big deal. Whenever the Padres play the Rockies, it's a big deal. So yeah, this is gonna be a big deal for years to come. And I think it was an okay showing. Like 3-2 is obviously you want to get a tie or a win, but to at least stay in it and making goals that late, and like Miguel said, like you almost have a chance to tie it. I think that's a pretty okay performance.
Look, this is one of the first real tests for San Diego FC. This was the first time, at least in the season, that they played against a team with a winning record, other than Austin, and they lost that game to Austin, right? So LAFC didn't have they had more losses than wins. LA Galaxy, the worst team in the MLS this season so far. You beat Seattle, who has more losses than wins as well. So this was really kind of like a big test for San Diego FC, and you saw how it turned out. But they still stayed competitive. They still played how they will die on that play style, no matter what. But yeah, if we can show the starting lineups as well, just I want to get your thoughts on what we saw, which was pretty much the same thing as last week.
Yeah, so Mikey Vadas comes out and, again, sticking to his regular, I guess now it's looking like his most traditional lineup with what is available. You have CJ Dos Santos, the just for sure starter. There's no question as of right now. He's doing some great saves, putting his teammates now a little bit in the hot water. They've been able to get out of it. But it's starting to kind of be figured out a little bit when they're trying to play off the back. Then you have Franco Negri on the left back, Patty McNair and McVeigh, the McWall in the center back positions. And then you have Lofelson returning to Colorado. He's formerly of Colorado Rapid himself. And then you have in the middle, obviously, the staple of San Diego FC, and Yepes Verskov, Luca La Torre, and Godoy. And then Chucky Lozano once again starting back to full fitness with Anders Dreyer. And then you have Oni Valakari making that 9-position appearance once again.
One thing to note on here, too, is on the bench, you finally have Milan Iloski, who's announced 2 weeks ago. You also have Andres Reyes back in the bench as well, who still hasn't gotten the minutes. But now you have that number 9, that a striker position that you've been needing ever since Invarson's injury. But I did have a feeling that he would get minutes in this match.
Yeah, Oli Larraz on the Colorado Rapids side, the former San Diego Loyal making an appearance. As when we played right into the end, you could tell some of the players were struggling more than others. Luca played fantastic, but you can tell Franco was having a hard time. Franco coming over from Miami, another tropical. Again, this is not a factor. And it's not something that I think we want to focus Abe Chiba necessarily every single time they play in altitude. Hey, playing in altitude, what is that going to be? It's almost like, hey, you're going to do this. How are you going to manage it? That's the more interesting question, I think, moving forward, just in general, because it's true. Like, it's going to be a thing, a point of conversation throughout the season. But yeah, you mentioned once again, Milan Iloski, Andres Reyes, again, making a appearance on the bench. So he's returning. So I think the fullest of strength outside of Marcos Invarsen that you're going to see San Diego FC, because you do have Emma Boateng out with an injury, as well as Bombino. And so that's not really affecting too much on the starting lineup front for what Mikey Vadas has been putting out there. I don't mind playing out the back or across the back, but can they just start those passes higher up the 6-yard box? That's going to be a no, Jeff. You're going to learn to love it or hate it or both. I love Dreyer, and he reminds me of Robin. That's a good comparison. But if he cuts the ball over to his weak foot and misses again, I'm going to lose it.
I mean, that's a good point, right? I mean, Anders Dreyer hasn't scored since that third game of the season, and he's missed a couple opportunities. I don't want to get too ahead, right? We want to go into the game, but he has been missing. Abe, I brought this up to you a couple times. He's been missing a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, it's definitely something you need out of your designated player. I was I think before the pod in my head, I was thinking, oh, he's making his assists, it's goal scoring opportunities, goal scoring chances. It's hard, but he's still being involved. But when you have a designated player like that, he definitely has to make some more goals. I think Chucky Lozano had some assists today, and you might want to see either an assist or a goal out of Anders Dreyer. He's had a little bit more time in the MLS compared to Chucky, and then also I think a factor too that we have to mention with Dreyer is he was like full on having a season during like in Europe. Like he didn't really have like that much like a preseason with SDFC. Like he joined like I think probably halfway through or like very late. So it was like a lot different for him. And then he just has hopped in. He's been playing like full 90 minutes. I think in that last home match he subbed off in like the 85th minute. So there are times where maybe there's a little bit of that fitness that could be a factor just from having such a long season over in Europe and then now playing here.
And what you're going to start seeing too is, these teams are going to start mirroring San Diego FC a little bit more. This a play that, man, it's just a miracle how it's not a goal. This ball travels all the way from Zach Steffen into Dos Santos's box. If there's one thing I can't stand is goalkeeper to goalkeeper action. Like a goalkeeper should never be the one to allow for this to happen. And so I think this is a giant error here by the defense not being able to read the run very well. As you can see here, the ball is just traveling. Nobody's looking at the ball. They're just trying to catch up. It's a great pass by Steffen. It's a fantastic pass, a fantastic idea. That's one bounce right there. Dos Santos hesitates a little bit. It makes not the right decision because as a goalkeeper, you're taught if you're going to come out. Don't hesitate. The moment you hesitate is the moment that you're going to get killed. Here, it's more of a miss on Colorado's side because honestly, they had San Diego FC dead to rights. Right in that moment, you can just pass it over to the right side and it's just a simple tap in. You can take the shot, get a corner out of it, but there's a slight hesitation. Dos Santos makes himself bigger, and then eventually just no score for Colorado. San Diego FC gets very, very lucky right there, and so already it's kind of a different side of San Diego FC that we really haven't seen, where they're being pressed in very dangerous ways, and they've been able to weather the storms whenever they are pressed here early on too. Just 7 minutes in, right? Another opportunity by Colorado. Dos Santos does very well going to his right side and showcasing some of those shot stopping abilities. But San Diego FC feeling the pressure early on.
This play, dude.
Okay.
Like around the 30th minute, Chucky gets it from Negri. Great through ball over everyone to Dreyer. Se la pone. Vives en un country. Like, dude, you have to score this, Valakari. I don't care if you're a 9, a 10, an 8. Like, I don't care who you are. If you're starting and you're in that spot and they give you that tap-in of a goal, yes, Steffen came out and shortened that angle, but you have to score that. Come on, man.
At least get it on target. That's the bare minimum. Valakari knows it more than anybody that he should have had a better touch. Dreyer knows that. Yep, he looks over to Chucky like no. He's like, yep, no, I agree. That should have been a goal. Like, thumbs up, man.
DP to DP. We did what we had to do.
We did our job. It just wasn't finished. Would Marcos Invarsson have finished that potentially? Like, that's his specialty. What a pass! It's just amazing, just the way it drops in.
Like, just drop it in. Just tap it in.
Just
that's all you gotta do. Just tap it in.
Great pass and get it on target. You have to get that on target.
And you know what? Sorry, like I did write this on my match blog where this was gonna be a big game for Oni Valakari. Like you have Milan Iloski joining the team. There's pressure on now for Valakari to make that impact. He needed to go in this match. He needed to have an assist or something just to prove him to Mikey, like, I still deserve to be a starter. That performance from Valakari this weekend was it was dreadful. Like, it wasn't good. I wouldn't be surprised if Milan Iloski gets to start next week.
I mean, that can very well be true. Milan Iloski did make an appearance, making his San Diego FC debut, the local Escondidian. We'll get more clarification from somebody from Escondido. But at this point, too, San Diego FC is already seeing the majority of the ball. They are dictating their pace. San Diego FC has too many spaces, though, because Colorado was taking advantage of the only opportunities that San Diego FC was given. Here, again, just the worst case scenario, right? Like, that's where you live and you literally die by this style of play. Dos Santos cleaning up his own mess, because you're just inviting pressure a little bit too much. You got to shield that ball a little bit better. The pass not good. Literally handing it over to Colorado, and again, very fortunate that San Diego FC did not concede a first goal here in the 33rd minute.
We should start keeping track of moments like this, because this is gonna keep happening, and it's
for sure.
it's insane. I think, and I don't think they're gonna be like that upset about it either, which is like
No.
the crazy part. Like, it's part of their whole identity, but I think it's just gonna make everyone insane all year.
Well, it's fine because you are thinking that you're going to be able to keep up scoring wise, and they kind of have, right? Like, if not for a couple of good saves by Zach Steffen, this is a 3-3 game away, and you come out with the point, and you're incredibly happy with that tie. But you got to be able to match poor defense and poor play out the back with offense, and being lethal and being clinical in those moments. Something that San Diego FC just isn't that right now. Yes, they're scoring. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, that's fine. They're fighting. Like, that's what Mikey Varas will point out. They're fighting. They're sticking to it. They're making sure everything's good. But at the end of the day, like, you have to be able to keep up 2-2, because in this match, it could have been 3-1, just as easily as it could have been 5-2. But Colorado was not on their A game as well. Very fortunate. That stop on the line, Dos Santos owes him a beer or something after that.
Yeah.
Good reaction to get back on it after that initial save and chance. But Colorado kept pressing. They kept winning the ball in inopportune spaces for San Diego FC. And they looked like it was just a matter of time before they were going to go ahead and concede. Esteban saying here, yes, I agree with Chiva. Guadalajara didn't have his best game. But I think he should still start next game. Okay, give him another opportunity.
He should start too. I wouldn't be surprised if Mikey doesn't start him though.
And then here, once again, you just see as the Santos gets up, playing out the back once again. A poor touch on the wing just gives an opportunity for a good play. Un taquito aquí, un taquito acá. Should have been another one. And then this happens. And I was in the press box for the San Diego Wave game at this moment, and I'm like, that's not.
No es penal.
It's not a penalty, guys.
That's not a penalty.
It's not
a penalty.
You cannot give that a penalty. Dos Santos goes down injured. There seems to be contact with the head. Another VAR instance, and then you can kind of make what you will about that decision. I'm very curious what the people say in the chat about this decision, if it was a penalty or not. Abe, you saw it there. I showed it to you. What did you think?
It's so tough. I think it's not a penalty. But when a person makes contact, I know it's a keeper, so it's different. But when a person makes contact inside the box, I guess you have to give it by the letter of the law. But I think most players, even forwards, would say yeah, this isn't a penalty. This isn't why the rule was invented. He's going for the ball. He has a chance, and if he gets there by an inch and touches it, then it's okay. But he wasn't even. Yeah, it's tough, but it's a penalty, and then he even had a chance to save the penalty too. He had a really good dive, but I think soft penalties are gonna just happen in the MLS and all of soccer. This is modern soccer nowadays, right?
CONCACAF referees, and as you mentioned right there, almost I was like,
that's a good jump, dude.
So close.
He read it good and everything. Yeah, no, it's one of those soft calls that are not always going to go your way, and San Diego finally get that taste, right? Welcome to CONCACAF, welcome to MLS. Fucking referees suck here. You're gonna have to get used to that. That's just how it happens here in CONCACAF, and San Diego FC get really their first experience with that.
No, I mean it's part of the game. As much as travel is part of the game, as much as every other factor is part of the game.
Terrible refs in CONCACAF is a part of the game.
Part of the game. Soft PK call. We better get one of those soft calls. And it's funny because exactly what you say, Jeremy. I asked head coach Mikey Varas about his thoughts on that, just in general, as far as that call and just what that went. And his answer was, he said, I was told specifically last week when there was a call, I believe on De La Torre, that wasn't called a penalty, that they would not be giving these easy Mickey Mouse
soft calls,
BS calls as penalties. So I need some consistency in the league because I'm getting told one thing, and then next week I get screwed over because of that exact thing you told me wasn't going to happen. So I can't get mad at Mikey for that, and I think that's not him putting that as an excuse. It does end up being kind of a deciding factor whether or not this is a tie or a win for Colorado. I really don't think so. The way that Colorado was playing, the way that San Diego FC was against the ropes, they did kind of figure it out here a little bit after, but it's ultimately a tough call.
The way he
in
said that,
general.
it's the best way to still trash the league but not get fined.
He still might get fined.
Yeah,
He still might, yeah, but still, like he's asking for consistency, and that's fair. Like it's a nice fine.
yeah, it's a very nice one.
It's not the time that the refs get mad at you about, because that definitely happens. Where if a coach starts talking crap about refs for multiple games, then the refs are just gonna like turn against your team.
Yeah.
But this is at least nice enough that it's like, okay, you know what? Maybe we'll take that into consideration.
Second half rolls in, and then you start seeing a little bit more offense from San Diego FC in the final third. And guess what? These start shooting, and this is a great shot here, almost by Chucky Lozano. Just letting Zach Steffen know I'm coming. Like I'm gonna go ahead and have that shot if you're gonna let me have it. Still from a very long distance out. Chucky has the confidence there to just lace it through. It just doesn't dip into the net on time. It dips onto the net, not into the net. But then as the game continues, San Diego FC has an opportunity once again here on the left side. A couple of instances later, Luca de la Torre with a great control inside the box and an even better touch and golazo.
Golazo, and Chucky gets the assist. And you really get that feel like, oh, maybe things are gonna start turning around for San Diego. Like, yes, build that momentum. You score early in the second half. Doesn't really happen. You still make mistakes, and that happens in soccer. But man, this was just such a good feeling, right? For anyone that's watching this game, saying like, okay, ya hay partido, pues it's 1-1. Let's go. Like this is gonna be a fun one now.
Yeah, exactly. Look at La Torre. He's been doing this every single game, every single chance. He's been taking that chance whenever he can this season. It's actually landed twice now with those goals in that similar just location. Don't leave Luca La Torre that amount of space inside the box specifically to score.
Yeah, I got this question from one of the Colorado outlets. I think it's Burgundy Wave. They had me like do a preview for them about San Diego FC, and they asked me about Luca de la Torre and what his like performance and like how he's adjusted to MLS. So I'm kind of curious, what do you guys think of how he's adjusted and how he's like developed over these first few games?
He's finding his spaces, and I think it's taken a little bit to really get comfortable in his role within the team that clearly commanded by Yepe in the midfield. He kind of looks over to Anibal Godoy to have that defensive presence, but when he does get the ball, he is starting to be a little bit more selfish with it. He always kind of looks around for that support, for that help. But what he's getting used to is, you know what, I might just keep it a little bit longer, be more patient with it, and that gives you a better look and vision as to what the play that I'm going to go ahead and conduct be. And he's just getting comfortable in that role. And whenever he has a chance at a shot, he's taking it. There's one thing that I cannot blame San Diego FC for at all this entire season is that whenever there's opportunities to shoot, everybody's taking them. It might not be the best shot. It might not be a shot that even lands anywhere, but you've seen Godoy do it. You've seen De La Torre do it. You've seen Yepe do it. Last week, Yepe, just took the shot. He's a center defensive midfielder, and he kind of came across the ball in the right place, right time. Some other defenders might look and take an extra second to look to the side, look for a pass, but he just decided, like, I'm just going to try and go for it. Like, that's something that San Diego FC has working for them. And Luca La Torre is definitely kind of coming into his own.
Yeah, no, Luca La Torre is that player that's not going to be a stat man, right? I mean, 87% completed passes. Like that's a good number for a midfielder of his caliber, right? I think he's adapting very well. He's giving some key passes. He's finding that space and creating that space for other players as well. Like that's not a stat. You don't see that anywhere there, right? The way he makes the runs, the way he like sprints down the field and is running everywhere. Yeah, you can get the heat map, but that doesn't really just show what that sprint created on the other side, right? Because then he pulled two players coming his way. So I think Luca La Torre is making a significant impact for San Diego FC, which is why he started all of the 8 games so far.
Yeah, I think honestly, like if he keeps like he's getting more and more comfortable, and like that, it just you could tell there was like an obvious rust on him from playing in abroad. Like that, American players, especially when at these top teams, aren't really getting the minutes that you kind of need to like always be like performing at a high level or even like garnering attention for your national team. So like Luca Del Torre, this is a really good opportunity for him to like prove that he might like even belong back on the national team and perform at a really high level, because like national team's kind of on a downturn right now too. And I think he like knows this. He kind of talked to us about this. Like, yeah, just like he wasn't really thinking about it, but at the same time, he knows that if he's performing well, he's gonna get selected. So this is a really good opportunity for De La Torre to.
I don't think
prove
I've ever
himself.
told you guys, but my homie used to play with De La Torre growing up, back in his Manchester days and Atlanta days. And I hung out with him over the weekend on my birthday, and he told me, dude, like, I
Your
remember
birthday?
him, like, yeah, 2 weeks
Oh,
ago.
okay.
He said, I remember, like, he would be there with us, but he wouldn't warm up with us. His dad would warm up on the side with him, and he did his own drills and he did his own thing. After the game, he wouldn't even talk to the coach or anything. He would just leave with his dad, like, after every game. Like, that's like just next level things. Like, he would tell me, like, this guy's gonna make it, and then he ended up going to Europe, like, at 14. But yeah, like, that, to me, that's insane to hear. Like,
Yeah, went to Europe at 14, is now trying to shake off the bench that he's been in all last season. Great. It is taking a little bit on him, but he's.
You can see the talent there, though,
talent's
right?
there. The talent's there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm
No,
not
no,
talking shit
I'm-
about
I'm-
your friend. I'm sorry.
No. Like, the talent's there. Like, he's a top level player. Like,
No, it's always interesting to hear like from great players, especially like people at a young age, how they develop. Because like some players do like, okay, they're all about the team and like developing all this, but like it sounds like you kind of got to be a little bit of a weirdo, especially in like American soccer, to know like, okay, I'm gonna do my own special training. Like I'm gonna train separate from the team, play the game, and then just leave. Like I don't even need to hear what the coach has to say. Like I'm like that's kind of
Yeah.
crazy, but it's also it's cool. It's interesting to hear, and he's
that's what
obviously
Messi does with
performing
Inter
at a
Miami
really he what?
Sorry, that's what Messi does with Inter Miami right now.
Yeah, Messi is like on a whole nother level. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, U.S. men's national team reposted the goal on their Instagram. A potential call up eyes. I mean, if Pochettino is to get some free time from being at all these MLS games, hitting the anvil in Atlanta, doing all this, sure, maybe he'll take a look at some SDFC highlights and call up Luca de la Torre. But it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows for San Diego FC, because almost immediately after, there is a corner, a set piece, and Colorado comes right back and has an NWSL style goal, where Chaos comes inside of the small box and just some ticky-tacky defending and just gets tapped past Dos Santos 2-1.
That's crazy, man. Like
Yeah.
it's just such a buzzkill and a momentum like killer. Like you get scored on like this minutes after you tie up the match. Like it's unfortunate. I mean, it's some defenders were just not having their eyes on the ball too, so which that ended up affecting, but they try to clap back in response as well.
I mean, clearly for sure. I mean, we've know this for a fact. You know, there's people in the club who watch Two Balls on a Mic religiously. So thank you for joining. Right now, they actually took the time to listen to Two Balls on a Mic and just posted this right now. Hi guys, Luca uses the force, Luca. So there you go. Shout out to San Diego FC PR
It's
team
also going to
for
be a
staying tuned.
meet and greet, right, for Luca this week or something like that.
Yeah, why not? CJ panicked in that goal. Yeah, I mean, there's chaos in the box. It's not supposed to happen at all. But
Zach
from
Stefan had some great saves after this too.
yeah, from
Talk
then
about
on,
players that need a call up and potentially even start for the national team. Zach Stefan could
Yep.
start for the U.S. men's national team.
and I completely agree. And I actually asked Mikey Vadas, hey, how much of a factor was he? He was like, I don't think that much. I'm like, maybe you can go watch the tape a little bit. But right here, look, Anders Dreyer has an opportunity. Yeah, exactly. Zach Stefan just swatting
Get
out.
off my face.
Get out. Was it you who said there wasn't I think somebody in the press box was like, that's not a good save. I'm like, stop. Right here, Dreyer has it. It's a great chip attempt.
San Diego loyal player.
Yeah, look at that.
Oliver Larraz.
Oli Larraz. But yeah, it's a great chip attempt, and Zach Stefan is able to just pounce on that very, very well. And I guess there's a couple of instances here for San Diego FC where it just can't get past Zach Stefan. He's been getting it done this entire
Mhm.
season. I've watched some Colorado Rapids games, and the Rapids aren't necessarily all that good. No, 100%. You look at me like, what? Have you? Yeah, no. And Zach
cool.
Steffen actually steps up every time. Here, very difficult save. De pronto, the ball comes in, and he has to measure it immediately to see how I was going to skid in front of him, and does a fantastic save. Colorado just kept coming and pressing, and then they end up with a third goal in the 60th minute, and putting SDFC in a very, very difficult position from there on out.
Yeah, this is one of those classic, like, you get caught off guard moments from San Diego FC, right? And you're playing your style and you make a mistake and it's gonna come back. And you try to answer back. You have a great through ball here from Patty McNair over to Dreyer. And this is one of those that he needs to finish. Like, he had to. We saw one earlier that Stefan makes a great save, but this one you have to finish. Come on, Dreyer. Like, 10 out of 10 times you have to score this. You're the DP player for San Diego FC. You're the number 10. You have to finish this, especially in a crucial moment like this.
I
Yeah,
also think he could have gotten some help on that run. Like, there definitely players up there that could have also like made himself available on the left side for him, because that is a tough shot with two defenders on you.
Yeah. So we're gonna keep moving on here.
Is there an Andrew Carlton appearance or?
Yes.
Speaking of mouse, did you see that other thing in the MLS that happened this weekend of the mouse?
Oh, the mouse over in the Austin game?
That's insane, right?
That was pretty cool.
San Diego FC in the 89th minute, they kept pressing, they kept trying to bring goal back, and they did that, and still here another opportunity for Colorado. Game is winding down, and Alex Mighton again being a disruptor on that left wing. I think if going by what Mikey Vadas has been saying, I think Alex Mighton needs to see some more action, maybe on the starting lineup.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt that, right? I mean, but with having Chucky, that's kind of difficult to fit in Mighton. I think he will stay as a rotational player. I think Chucky had a pretty great game this weekend as well. He got one of the assists, so I don't think Mighton kind of gets to start over Chucky Lozano anytime soon. But yeah, no, that was Tomas Angel's first goal for the club as well in important moments, and the club couldn't finish it and tie it up. But I mean, you see this and you're like, wow, like maybe this should have been a game that you win, but you're also playing on the road. You're not going to win all of your road matches. You're still undefeated at home. I think San Diego FC kind of got a reality check of what a game against a decent team in MLS is going to look like. Like, you can fight against any team, but you're also going to struggle against any team. So I think that's kind of like Mikey Vadas realized, okay, well, this is probably bound to happen. Let's see how we react from it.
You literally cannot win them all. All right, so let's hear from head coach Mikey Vadas and some post-match sound to hear what he had to say about this loss for San Diego FC away.
Result tonight. What positive takeaways can you take from the group, and now what lectures can you take going into the second consecutive road game going into Charlotte next week?
I would say the positives are, we played with initiative, which is something that we want to do all the time. So that's important. And then I think that we created plenty of chances. So we created chances, and we weren't probably ruthless enough with the chances we created. And then we also gave up too many chances. So we'll have a lot of learning lessons from this game. But I would say the positives are we're going to learn something from the game and take that into next week's away game. And we did play with initiative. The boys fought till the end. Could have made it 3-3, even not playing our best.
Thank you, Mikey. We'll go to Tony Sanchez. Tony, go ahead.
Thank you. Coach Mikey, in game, there was clearly a lot of space that Colorado was taking advantage in the short time that they had the ball. What do you think led to them having those opportunities and really capitalizing on those where your team obviously maintained possession of the ball most of the game?
As a team that was trying to catch us in transition, and we made a mistake in the build-up, 2 mistakes in a row, which again is part of who we are. So it's not a problem that we try to play through on those. But we made some uncharacteristic mistakes today in terms of just technical technical executions. And then at the end of the day, I think it's a tough first goal to concede. To be honest, I've watched it back a few times, and I think the only thing that I asked for is just consistency from week to week. Because last week I was told that that they wouldn't give anything soft in the box when Luka got pushed from behind in the box, and I can take that logic. But then today is a bit tough.
And then how much do you attribute it to also having to face Stefan, who's having a pretty great season coming into the early stages as well?
I think it's more on us, to be honest. I think that if we have the quality that we usually have, even not playing our best, I think we can still score the third and the fourth.
Perfect. Thank you. Safe travels.
Thank you.
Head coach Mikey Varas there for his thoughts. Very interesting that, ended up saying, hey, I really think that this call shouldn't have been a call. Last week I was told one thing. They're calling another. Where's the consistency? And I think that's fair. That's always fair to kind of have that sort of discussion. Then we had Captain Jeppe Sverskov as well here.
Gentlemen, we're joined by midfielder Jeppe Sverskov. Jeppe, you can just walk us through from your point of view, your thoughts on the match and, making the last minute effort, but coming a little short on the equalizer tonight.
Yeah, I think just to take a step back, I think that it wasn't our best game. We
Recording in progress.
Thank you.
We thought we had good opportunities here, playing a lot, but we never really got the rhythm during the game. They were good at pressing us high, and they were good at their long balls, picking up second balls, and testing our rest defense. So a couple of boxes we couldn't take off today, and that's why we get no points.
Thank you. We'll go to questions from Tony Sanchez. Tony, go ahead.
Tony, go ahead.
Thank you.
Thank
Jeppe,
you.
obviously as a captain, you had a conversation and that penalty call. What were you trying to advocate for your team in that moment? And what was ultimately the conversation about that decision for the penalty call in the first half?
No, it's on the pitch. Of course, you would try to make the call go your way. And CJ felt like he had a I don't know if it was an arm to the head or we talked about the contact. If it was soft, it was like actually on the foot, or he like pushed his hands in front. But I haven't seen it again, so I can't really say much. It's just the feeling on the pitch was just like you thought kind of the ball would play through, and then suddenly he threw the penalty kick, and like from my point of view, I didn't really know why. So like we just try to influence as much as possible. But if they check it and everyone's agreeing, it's probably the right decision.
And then what made it difficult as you maintained most of the possession of the ball throughout the game. They were taking advantage of that space. What made it about this team in Colorado so difficult to defend?
No, it's like it's tough every time you have to do the like 50, 100 meters run up here. You can feel it in your lungs, and our goal was not to do that much as we did today. So them being as effective they were on the transitioning and making us run a lot back and forth made the game not being as calm as we wanted and more of a chaos game, which benefited them way more than it did for us. So we didn't really control the second ball spaces when they hit the striker good enough, which allowed them to keep the attack for a longer time. So I also feel like in football, once you get behind and you start, of course, playing a lot, sometimes it's also okay for them to set a little and counter. And it was kind of that feeling we had today.
Thank you so much. Safe.
Always safe travels. You heard there from Captain Jeppe Sverskov and Mikey Varas, both giving their perspectives on essentially what led to the loss for San Diego FC. And again, you heard Jeppe say right there, right? Like, look, making those 50, 100-yard dashes is very difficult on your lungs, especially just in altitude. And it's something that's being, it has to be considered. So, any thoughts on what you heard from Mikey or Jeppe?
No, it makes sense, right? Like Colorado knows how to play at home. You're going to try to make the opposing team run a lot. You're going to try to like catch them off those mistakes. You're gonna try to gas them up as much as you can in that high altitude. And I mean, he says it best. Like it worked. Their play style worked, and they beat us because of it. So I think this Colorado team, if it comes to San Diego, I think San Diego has a better chance at beating them in their own style. So I think this is a very much like home advantage. Definitely gives you a big advantage in Colorado.
Yeah, I agree there. Abe?
Yeah, definitely no excuses by them too. I think it was very nice to hear them being candid and just also like admitting like, yeah, we didn't play well pretty much. So it's just overall good press conference. Was it just you on that press conference, Tony?
Yes, correct. So you actually behind the scenes, right? Like you saw me. The game for San Diego Wave ended, and I was like, okay,
yeah,
this is gonna be weird because everybody's heading down to the press conference for San Diego Wave because the game ended. But then San Diego FC took like 30 minutes to get there, so I'm just waiting in the hallway, like, come on, Mikey, come on, guys, like I need. And then I see Abe in the group get led over. I'm like, I start walking. I'm like, no, I gotta stay. So I'm like, hey, I'll meet you guys there. Do the press availability. Lawfulson was also part of it, but he was getting asked with people there in person first, and so I'm like, I can't. He was formerly there. He gave some good answers. You can check it out at San Diego.Futbol and our YouTube, just what he had to say about, again, the altitude, going back over there and preparing. But then I had to just dash it down into the press conference for Wave. I've always been fast, my friend. And
I wasn't even in the press. I was like kind of in the press conference for Wave, but I was like also waiting to talk to Vlatko, so that was a whole thing.
No, 100%. We're making it happen here at San Diego.Futbol. Both San Diego Wave, San Diego FC. It's part of it. And if there's one person that knows actually how fast I am, is actually especially my reflexes. Still got it. It's our next guest. Hey, we're gonna put you away for a quick second. We're gonna go into our second setup segment before goals, gaffes, and grace, because our next guests plural have been very active in the San Diego FC verse here locally in San Diego. Local content creators, again, is part of this ecosystem that is being created here for the new MLS team in San Diego FC. And again, Vince, part of the SDFC Bros, knows how quick I am. I saved his life along with Esteban Toscano over at Kimball Park at the National City Crumball Tour. With that, we're going to go ahead and welcome on to get their thoughts here for the San Diego FC season and the second loss against Colorado. We'll please welcome in our second setup segment. Stop acting like you know this, not you. Welcome the SDFC Bros. How's it going, guys?
What up,
Hello, guys. How are
It's
you?
Great.
Yeah, well, welcome on. Please introduce yourselves if people are not familiar with the great work that you guys do, other than the SDFC Bros. But if you follow SDFC, you pretty much follow the SDFC Bros.
100%.
You guys are doing fantastic work out there. Please introduce yourselves, guys.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm Vince.
And I'm Carlos, and our producer Jasmine is not here, but she's
Yeah.
the one behind the camera, pretty much doing all the behind the scenes work for us and everything. But for us who don't know who we are, we just want to be a voice for the fans as much as possible. Go to all the events and games and just show out and be a voice for the fans whenever we can. Just upload as much videos and content as we possibly can.
Absolutely. As we have here, just the page SDFC Bros on Instagram. You also have a YouTube channel where you have some more content, some more long form content. And let me tell you guys, it reminds me of a time where Chiva and I used to have time and do game day vlogs and just do that for back in the day for San Diego Loyal. So you can check everything you guys are doing on their YouTube channel, SDFC Bros, as well. But I mean, what's it been like, guys? You guys are coming in as well with the team. Like, what was the decision to come in and have this venture and start it up?
Yeah, I mean, me and Carlos, one day we were at SDSU, and I was like, Carlos, like I want to start this page and everything like that. The team was probably just got announced, like maybe like that same week or same month or whatever it was, and we were just playing soccer, and Carlos was like, well, can I do it with you? And I'm like, why not? Sure. So from there, SDFC Bros was born, and then he brought along producer Jasmine, which is his sister. And then from there, we created the next best trio since MSN. And I mean, I truly think that, because it's like, I feel like, you know, they hate to see us coming. I think that's like our motto when we rock up to these events, because it's like, you know, we come to all these events and everything like that and all these games, and, you know, we're just always there. So they're like, oh my God, the SDFC bros again. So
I love that.
That's so cool.
I mean, speaking of trios, I mean, we also have our very own, I think we just put him away, our own Abraham Cepeda in the background that makes the triplet here. He's saying what's up right there. You know, I think we settled it to see who the best trio is with a good old game of, I don't know, foosball.
3v3, we're like first to two.
Yeah, 100%. Let's make it happen. But no, how have you guys been enjoying this? Because I mean, you guys are doing great boots on the ground fan coverage and going out to the tailgates, going out to the watch parties. What do you think of San Diego FC in its first inaugural season so far?
Yeah, I think we've kind of seen it from the ground up, so it's really interesting to see. I think one of the biggest things that we got to see was how quickly they were able to get fan engagement, and I think that was really amazing with these Chrome Ball tours. I don't know, even without the Chrome Ball tours, we would have been able to see that much fans come out, but with the Chrome Ball tours, it was amazing to see how quickly things were changing and then going overtime. And then obviously that first game, second game, it was just amazing to see everybody come out to San Diego. And I don't know if you've been going to a lot of these away watch party games, but it's amazing to see, like, even though there's a Padre game going on at the same time, how many people are still coming out to watch San Diego play. It's crazy, and it's been an adventure for sure. As for the team, I mean, you know, it's been up and down, but really a solid start, I think, to like the best start we could ask for any season.
I love that. Vince?
Yeah, I mean, I completely echo that. And I think I really clocked it. I think after either the St. Louis game or probably the LAFC game, right? Where it was like, it really hit me to the point I'm like, okay, like maybe like San Diego FC might actually be cooking up something actually like worth a damn, to be like, okay, this is something we can like look at and be like, these man can actually probably challenge like the Padres to be like the number one team in San Diego, to be completely honest. That's just how I see it, because it's like all these tailgates and everything like that. It's really something different, to the point where it's like you don't really see that in Padres games, and we haven't really gotten that since the Chargers left. So it's like when they kind of just bring back this culture that was, you know, just let to rot, right? The tailgate culture and just like the camaraderie, right, of just bonding over, you know, football, right? That is something that I think I really clocked out. I'm like, okay, like this is like something that's actually, you know, pretty good to like see as a fan base going forward. So, and then on top of that, just the football in general that we've seen on display, I think, you know, it's kind of been a roller coaster of emotions, right? Because we start off super high beating LA Galaxy, which in hindsight right now, you know, them being at the bottom of the table, right? Is, you know, take it how you want. But for me, it's like that was, you know, one of the highs. And, you know, we're still trying to like chase that high where we were at for LA Galaxy, and then you go LAFC, and then, you know, Seattle and everything like that. And I think football, the football aspect of San Diego FC has been super fun to watch, because of just the unpredictableness, if that's even a word, that, you know, we've kind of seen like throughout this season. And I think the expectations have just been blown out of the water from what we've seen.
Yeah, no, 100%. And that's definitely being seen across the MLS verse, where, you know, mouths are being shut, and even mouths here locally, because people didn't know. There was a giant question mark with San Diego FC. What were they going to be? Chiva and I appear on other podcasts, and we get invited to be on other shows and to talk about San Diego FC. And they're like, well, you know, what's the Achilles heel? I'm like, well, I don't know. You tell me. Like, international breaks?
Playing in altitude, I guess.
Altitude, maybe? Texas? I'm not really sure, but a lot of mouths are really being put to bed. And until further review, right? We have now seen the second loss for San Diego FC here with
oh, wow. Both the games SDFC lost. A San Diego Loyal player was on that opposing team. So.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's
crazy.
That's a crazy good stat.
Right.
Mikey does not do so well at interviews and losing. Yeah, nobody likes losing, but second loss here against Colorado. What does this loss make you guys feel, or just kind of see the perspective like, okay, maybe we aren't that upper echelon, but admittedly, I don't think San Diego FC have been at their best so far.
Yeah, I mean, just to start, as a San Diegan, I think it's easy to say we are good at losing, so it can't be too bad, but with the Padres and losing the Chargers, we're always used to losing, but this being our second loss, I think for me, it was a lot harder because that first loss against Austin, it was our B team, I would say, our second what was it?
Second squad.
Yeah, second squad, you would say. And I still saw a lot of passion and excitement in the players to still do it. So it didn't feel like a terrible, terrible, terrible loss. But coming into this one, I don't know what it was. I just didn't see the same San Diego that I had been seeing throughout the rest of the games, where they were continuously attacking, continuously looking to score. I think we would have seen a San Diego react a lot harder to that first goal or to that PK, put them like 2 games before. And it just was something that was way, way different than I have. And again, I don't know if it is that altitude. We won't know until we keep going into these next few games. But I think it's hard for us to judge on these losses because we are so brand new. We don't know. We don't know how this team reacts to it. And I think it was easier to react from our first loss because, again, that is our B team. And then we have Godoy coming in and McNair coming back from international break, excited and ready to just jump back in against an LAFC rival. So it was a lot easier, but I don't know how this transitions going forward. Now we're going to go playing Charlotte, and it's going to be a pretty big team that we got to play. So I just don't know how this hump goes forward because it was a pretty bad loss. I think one of the worst ones we've had. So out of the two, and
one of the two,
the worst one.
Right.
I mean, history, right? And this is the first loss in San Diego history.
And that's the thing for this match, right? I think Colorado really just outplayed San Diego. Like they know how to play at home. They know how to play in that high altitude. Yepes Fresco said after the game, like they made us run more than we wanted to in this match. And that gave them the edge, right? There's a soft penalty call in first, like against San Diego. Then there's that freaking corner kick goal that just
nonsense.
It's
nonsense.
It sucks. And it's some AYSO type of goal. And then
respect on AYSO.
I played that.
It's MLS and then right there.
We got some AYSO vets in here.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a tough loss, but you're not going to win them all, right? I mean, you try to get a point on the road, you win at home, you're pretty much chilling for the season, right? But it's gonna be a test against Charlotte as well, and I kind of want to get your thoughts on that as well. But I mean, obviously, you have Chucky Lozano, who's playing great back-to-back games, gets an assist. He's the assist leader so far for the team.
Yeah,
and he missed a good chunk of the season so far.
True. What do you guys think about Charlotte's game coming up?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, this is definitely, I think, our biggest test of the season so far, right? Bar, from the beginning of the season, right? We were like, oh, we're playing, the MLS Cup champs, LA Galaxy, but that's a whole different story now, that we look at it. But now, you're 9 games into the season when we play Charlotte, they're first place in the East. And for me, it's like the East, I think it's a mixed bag because you got like Inter Miami that are, kind of, in and around that conversation of always kind of competing for the title. And then you have Columbus, which for me, Columbus is the best team in the East, right? When you kind of just look at them on paper, right? They're just such an experienced side. So I feel like now with Charlotte, right, you kind of have like a new kind of kid on the block, right? They have Wilfred Zaha coming in from Crystal Palace, who's kind of been, their main guy, going forward. And then I could be butchering his name, but Patrick Agyemang, if I'm correct. I don't know.
You got it.
So yeah, and he's been on fire for this season as well. And that's kind of just a whole bag of kind of tricks that they can pull out on us. And for me, it's like I'm looking at this game where this is going to be a tough one. They sit a low block, which this is our kryptonite. Every single time you see San Diego FC play up against a low block, just know it's going to be a long game, guys. So it's like for me, it's like I'm looking at this. I'm like, okay, Mikey Vadas, with kind of what we've seen, I think what we've seen, right, for these last couple games is Mikey Vadas does do his homework, right? Because when we saw us play against LAFC, right, it was great. We go up 3 goals, this, that, and the third. And then we know what happens, right? We concede 2 goals off of the bounce. And then, we end off that first half kind of, on the fence. Okay, how are we going to react in the second half? And then, the rest of the game plays out, red card, so on and so forth. Then versus Seattle, we do the same thing. We go up super early, 3 goals. Now we're asking questions. Okay, does San Diego kind of push for that 4th, or do we stay a little bit more conservative? And I think in that game versus Seattle, we played a little bit more conservative. But me as a fan, I wanted to see that. I wanted to see, okay, can we keep a solid lead and can we keep a clean sheet for, a solid 45 minutes run? And we absolutely did that. And we did it damn near perfectly. I don't think Seattle had any threatening opportunities going forward. So now, we kind of look at, okay, Charlotte FC, how do we break down this low block? And for me, I know Chucky Lozano has been on, a crazy generational run right now. But for me, I want to see Alex Mighton, because in that pocket, you get him in the corner, he's taking your ankles. So that's all I'm saying.
It's not happening.
Yeah, I don't think it's happening either. But if Mikey Bottas is watching this, and I know you are, mate, just throw him in, fam.
I mean, you also have Biel, right, from Charlotte, who is on loan from Olympiacos. He has 3 goals, 5 assists so far in the season. He's been like a pivotal player for Charlotte this season. But yeah, no, this is going to be another test for San Diego FC. It's against another team that has a winning record. They faced off against Charlotte, and they played pretty good against them, right, at home. But again, this is on the road. You have Saha. This is going to be a tough test for San Diego FC. Like you said, I want to kind of get an idea of your guys' match predictions for this match.
Before we do that, I'm going to bring on our family pal here, our editor-in-chief extraordinaire, Abraham Cepeda, who let me get you guys up to speed if you haven't been keeping up with 2 balls at the mic, which is fine, guys, but won't hold it against you. But Chiva, Abraham, and I have a ongoing bet this season with match predictions. If you get the match prediction right, whether win, loss, and draw, you get a point. If you get the exact score for the prediction, you get 2 points. At the end of the season, whoever has the least amount of points will have to walk from here in the South Bay, in Imperial Beach. Yes, Southwest as it gets, the most Southwest podcast in the nation that is certified.
Well, Darren started once.
He is still more north than me. So shout out Darren Smith. But we have to walk from here to Snapdragon Stadium with the ball. So
crazy.
Just keep that in mind, gentlemen.
I'm sucking ass so far this season.
Yes, you are. You are. So, gentlemen, if you want to just maybe get some scores in people's heads here, maybe throw them off. What do you guys think will happen here against Charlotte coming up this upcoming Saturday? Another away match.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to see how this team is going to react. San Diego is going to react after a loss this big, and so I'm just a little scared. I think Charlotte's on a run going forward, a little bit better than San Diego, and I think I'm going to give them a 2-1 Charlotte winning against us. Unfortunately, I think we lose 2 away games for sure. I think we got to get over this little hump.
Okay, like that, Vince.
Yeah, for me, I'm a little bit more optimistic than Carlos. I'm definitely. I'm not gonna say we're gonna win, but humbly, I think we're gonna draw. I'll say a 1-1.
Yeah, I agree with Carlos. I think it's gonna be tough to come off of 2 away games, especially traveling to altitude and then back here, and then they're gonna have to travel to Charlotte. It's a lot, and Charlotte has been really good, and the Eastern Conference generally I don't think is that good, but the teams at the top are obviously class. And it's just going to be a tough match.
I like that.
Abe, what's your prediction?
Yeah.
2-1.
2-1.
Yeah,
2-1 loss. So that's all right. You're tippity-tapping away. Go ahead and give your prediction.
Yeah, I mean,
driving.
Charlotte is a good team, but you look at previous results, right? They beat San Jose, who's a high-scoring team in the Western Conference, but then they lose to Colorado. They sneak by Nashville. So I think San Diego FC can compete. I think they're going to learn a lot from this match. I think San Diego FC are going to come out and surprise people again, and they're going to win this game. I think they're going to go ahead and take a 2-1 win.
All right.
As I mess with the camera in a very inopportune time. I'm going to go with a tie here for San Diego FC. I think that's still a moral victory. Even if it does go and get tied up at the end of the game, you're controlling. You're going to see San Diego FC again try to control possession. But as more film starts to come out, for San Diego FC. I think teams are going to just wisen up with that high pressure that we've seen a couple of teams already exert. And unless CJ Dos Santos and company get it together and are just seamless, there is going to be one or two opportunities like we saw against Colorado that teams opposing San Diego are going to take advantage of. And they're going to be lethal against San Diego. But ultimately, I think I'm going to go ahead and go with a 1-1 tie here. San Diego gets a point back. They come back and then play at home once again in front of their fans against Real Salt Lake, the first team that they'll face twice in this season. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good time out there for San Diego FC to get a point back. You know, we have Jeff over here, 3-1 Charlotte, 3-1 SDFC, 2-2 draw by Cody, 1-1 by Cisco, Esteban 2-1 San Diego FC win. You know, a couple of little bits and pieces everywhere. First time that they let in 4+, says 619 Soccer. Oh,
I don't know about that, man.
Crazy hate one.
619 Soccer. Don't mind 619 Soccer. He's a weird mod. No, he's not. Not a mod at all.
Okay, that's a good little outlook that we have here. But I mean, it's all fun and games at the end of the day because it is literally a game, and I think people are really just enjoying what the product is at Snapdragon Stadium. It's still new, it's still fresh. What's the dream, guys? If you were to tell me right now for San Diego SDFC Bros, what's the dream for the project?
I think the dream for the project is truthfully like what I want to see is, I mean, of course, this is way down the road where it's like I want, you know, a player to come through this like youth academy, be from San Diego, play in San Diego, and just stay with their whole career and be like one of those like just pure icons of the club. Because it's like I feel like we haven't really seen that in MLS to the point where it's like someone, you know, just comes from like directly from the youth academy and just be like a club legend. Like I'm talking like I'm a Milan fan. First name that comes to mind, Paolo Maldini, right? Comes from the youth academy, and it's like is that kind of like icon status of the club, right? Multiple appearances, multiple trophies, and it's like, you know, I know Europe kind of entices a lot of players to, you know, go over there, and you know they may think that okay, I can only, you know, make a name for myself going to Europe, but I think, you know, we're kind of in that day and age in football where it's like you can definitely make a case for yourself playing in the MLS to, you know, make your national teams and, you know, to go on to bigger and better things. And I mean, as long as the MLS kind of, you know, incorporates them with, you know, bigger and better leagues and teams and whatnot. I know you guys I was hearing on a podcast where it's like if we can introduce like MLS to have like other like all-stars, like a Brazilian Serie A all-star or like a Saudi League all-star, and you know you kind of compete with them, man, over there, then I feel like if you can have someone from San Diego kind of represent the league in that sort of way, then I think that for me is something that I want to see like going forward.
That's good. Carlos?
Yeah, no, I think I agree. It just more than anything is just seeing this like right to dream philosophy grow and hopefully becoming something that's adopted in the league continuously. Like the fact that we can have these younger players come in, study here, and then play soccer, and then grow up, and then just bring this league to a way better level than it could be. And then ultimately, that San Diego is the catalyst of that push that forward, going forward. That'd be great. And then second, obviously bringing the city a championship, which it deserves, and getting it before the Padres do, which would be even way better.
I mean, that's a real discussion. I've been talking with people in the club, and that's a real stock that they're taking of like the Padres don't talk about us, the Padres don't this. Like, hey,
right.
Do what Mikey does and worry about yourself. How about that?
Yeah.
And if we're gonna whine and complain, the San Diego Sockers are currently in a championship series, and
right, exactly.
One more game. So, you know what? I do get paid by them, but you know what? At the end of the day, respect it. That's great. Vince, you're a Milan fan, right?
Yeah.
I like Chelsea playing against Milan. They you know, good memories.
Why you gotta do that to me?
Damn, you guys let Aubameyang score on you guys like that?
I love that. No hate watcher right here for
that game, Tony. I remember it was. I think
you have time, Tony, because he's gonna be here for an hour now, just because of that.
No, that game. I forgot who it was. I think it was Serginho Dest, where it was like a free kick, and the ball is live, and he picked like he. You know, tries to set it down for like a free kick, and he gets a handball from that play. I'm like, that just like encapsulates like what Milan was at like in that time. And we were the Scudetto champions that year.
Yeah,
That
you
was
were.
going off of the Scudetto and everything like that. So I thought we were up here. Now, guys, Milan is in 9th place. Milan is in 9th place. Let's kind of clock that right now. For me, it's like I've been a fan to the point where I'm used to seeing Milan mid-table, right? 8th, 9th, 7th. I've seen
I love
Milan
this.
play in 10th place. This is the worst season I've ever seen Milan play in my life.
I love that. I love that from you. Carlos, do you have anything that fires you up like that too?
Not anything other than San Diego soccer. Maybe Barcelona, if anything, right now. But we're on the
Oh,
up
yeah?
right now. Lamine Yamal, my guy.
I mean, how long have you been a Barcelona fan?
Quite a
For
bit.
like
but
2 years.
No, my friends are gonna say something different.
I mean,
It's
because I
been
mean,
a while.
you
So
guys are
Tony
absolutely
likes to live in the past, guys.
You guys
so
are
let me just say
absolutely
that.
known cheaters, as we know.
Oh
Against,
my
Let him know.
No, that's
Let
not
him
even true.
know.
especially
Not even
against
true.
Chelsea. An absolute disgrace that happened at Stamford Bridge, and you guys
know.
stopped Didier Drogba, Mikhail Ballack from winning their first Champions League together. It's a disgrace.
Hey,
and-
we
and-
were playing different soccer back then. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? There was no VAR, there was nothing.
yeah, it was different. It was better,
It was
right?
better.
Back in the day,
It
when
was better. It was better. It was better.
Yeah, better. Absolutely. No, 100%. Getting booted out of there. Oh, what's going to happen? 10 men down? Oh, is that Fernando Torres? He's reviving. Fernando Torres?
Another one. Jesus. He was already.
You let him resurrect.
You can't tell me at this time this
Nah,
Fernando Torres. No, everybody thought the same thing. Fuck, he's gonna miss it. It's Fernando Torres. He's not the same guy anymore. Tell me you didn't think that, Tony. Tell me you didn't think Torres no la falles, por favor, Torres.
Yeah, no, I was shitting myself. Actually, this Champions League run, my friend, we have a watch party at my room, and he was a Bayern Munich fan. This is the one where they won, and it was tied up, and he broke my bed halfway through, and I was so mad at him
Crazy.
that I still made him pay for it. But then Bayern lost, and so I made fun of him, and to this day, I never let him forget it. But yeah, that's okay, Edwin. Wakanda forever, sure, dude. Abby Abraham, yeah, Fikori Tamori. You guys had, just washed up.
Get Tammy out of my club, fam. I've seen enough. I've seen enough. I think what I really want to see for Milan, and I know we're kind of going off the rails here, but for me, I want to see an Italian revolution, guys. There is one Milan player that is Italian in this whole roster, right? Bar goalkeepers, right?
Luca Bambino.
No, not Luca Bambino. That would be nuts. That'd be nuts. But for me,
out of there.
I need to see an Italian revolution in Milan, because for me, as an Italian American, seeing one Italian in the Milan starting 11, absolute disgrace. This is nuts. We cannot be having that in Milan, where we've had man like Maldini, Pirlo. I could go on with the list of Italian icons that we've had. And, when we let go of Tonali, I feel like that was the moment where the club kind of like died a little bit, because now there's you're laughing, but for me, it's like, I'm looking at this. There's no, y'all know that one clip that's like, there's no passion, there's no aggression,
There's no vision. There's no vision.
no
Rest of me
mindset
said
in
that,
this
by the
football
way.
club. That is exactly what's going on in Milan right now.
100%. But guess what?
That's
If you're
because Tonali's gambling money wasn't coming in anymore.
he was
Oh my
betting on
God.
himself. He was betting on himself. But I mean, speaking of Milan, you can also support Milan here locally for San Diego FC, as Milani Losky is part of the squad
That's
now.
right.
What a transition. What a segue, because San Diego FC is what puts everything together. Gentlemen, you guys are doing a fantastic job out there on Instagram. Once again, check them out at SDFC Bros on their page on YouTube as well. SDFC Bros, follow them. You know what? Honestly, you guys do a much better job at highlighting our highlights than we do on Instagram. So,
Thank you for that.
good job. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
You're our number one source. You're the number one source. You're the number
man.
one source. Who else are we gonna put up?
The only source.
Yeah.
Legitimately.
Yeah.
But gentlemen, is there anything else coming out from San Diego FC Bros, SDFC Bros, or something to look forward to other than following you guys?
I think we got some stuff cooking, for the future. I think it's a little too early to kind of, be talking about what we're trying to do, but just know we got a lot of big plans cooking for, future tailgates, future games, and away matches and everything like that. So just make sure y'all are, staying tuned for SDFC Bros, because they hate to see us coming.
Yeah. and no, for reals, if you guys see us at any games or anything, please come up. We'd love to just talk, have some interviews, be in the vlog with us. Like, our whole page is about the fan interactions, and that's all we want to do, is literally be your voice for you guys at any tailgate, watch party, whatever it is. because we know the club's going to be here forever, but your voices matter more than anything, and we want it to be loud and proud.
Absolutely, man. And this is the People's Pod. This is San Diego Punto Football. It's 2 balls and a mic. This is where we talk tactics. We talk everything in between in the soccer verse here in San Diego. Esteban saying, "Hey, let's do something together here with the Baller Crew." Just fantastic people.
Yeah, let's make it happen. I think we can do it.
100%. Well, Vince, Carlos, thank you again for coming on. Let's do this again. Really appreciate you guys. You guys are a lot of fun. Check it out, San Diego FC Bros. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate
you.
All right, have a good night.
You too.
A mí me gusta el gogo.
They're cool.
Yeah, pretty dope. I would say so.
I love seeing like passion about the team like that. Like that's just the good stuff that you remember in sports.
You want
Passion.
to get your first San Diego FC hat?
Passion is brought to you in part by SD Punto Football. San Diego Punto Football is a rope cap. You can see Chuck there, very happy, content with himself. He's like, man, is that guy in the mirror looking back at me the same guy that I was before the hat? The answer is no, because you are now much better by wearing said hat. You can check out this hat as well. Boom, right there. He's wearing the same one I'm wearing. It's very comfortable, very lightweight, secure. If you're going to Disneyland, let me tell you, those looks that I was getting from Goofy, man, he was jealous about this hat. 100%. You can get it in the white. You can get it in the Tory-ish green and the what would you call that? Miami Dolphin
That's like
aqua
the wave blue, like their shorts,
Wave.
right?
Yeah, I like
It
that.
is.
I like that.
That's why it's like that.
Yeah, it's exactly why it's like that, actually. Get that at san diego punto football/cantina. Support the pod. This is how you can definitely support everything that we do here. It is part of the biz. So with that, it brings us to our final segment of the day. It is Goals, Gas, and Greats. Season's greetings as we're winding it down here. Goals, gaffs, and greats. We've already actually kind of discussed a couple of the potential goals of the season, goals of the week, the moments of the week. As I go and find the goal.
We can go ahead and start with one of the gaffs.
Oh, can we? Do you have that one? The second one, the your gaff?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start with negativity first. Let's go with gaff. Set this up, Shiva.
Yeah, so one of the gaffs of the week, if not the winner.
Full screen.
We have in the Liga MX.
I love that it's somebody recording a TV.
Yeah, they got a red card. Goalkeeper gets a red card in the last minutes for a penalty. They're out of substitutions. Guti Gutierrez, who was linked with San Diego FC at one point, had to step up and go on goal to try to save this penalty to win the game. Chivas don't win this. Playoffs are over. No chance at making playoffs. And telling the goalkeeper, you got to get out already. Here comes a penalty from.
All right, I'm gonna judge this as a player. It's a positional player pitching. Like you're not supposed to be there. I mean, he tried. I mean, there's nothing you can do. Like there was no remorse there by him. Like just laced it. That's gonna go in if Oliver Kahn is in the back. Like,
yeah,
if I'm there, I can't stop that.
Yeah, no, it's the Mexican Soccer League just doesn't fail to amaze you, right? You had the same thing with Nahuel Guzman over in the Tigres game against.
I have
against Sergio Ramos.
Here, I got you. So set the stage up. This is another gap.
So this is another penalty. This is the Clásico Regio. This is the Monterrey Derby. Monterrey against Tigres. Hugo Lainez gets a red card and a penalty. Sergio Ramos, legendary center back, is the penalty taker for Monterrey. And you have the goalkeeper, Nahuel Guzman, who's known to be a clown, who's known to be a jokester on the field, the most annoying player in Liga MX, doing this against this World Cup winning legend.
You think Sergio Ramos knew beforehand what this character was that he was about to face?
Doesn't work.
No.
It still doesn't work.
Liga MX is your surprising, like whenever you think you've seen it all, Liga MX has your back and tells you, I will give you more.
And man, I just love just Mexican, just Martinoli, man. Like
Yeah.
just like the amount, the level of alarmment that this man has for what he is seeing. Like, what's going on? What is he doing?
Okay,
Think
but what
about
if he saved
something.
it though?
Oh, what if he saved?
Oh,
I mean, this great of the week. It's simple as that. Like, something about the football is great of the week.
It was like I remember during like Leagues Cup, Americans were like freaking out over Guzman. Like they had just been introduced to him, and he was just going absolutely insane. It's hilarious.
I would love.
I love characters in soccer. I know he's annoying and like obviously like people hate him.
Yeah.
He was like pointing lasers at one point during a match, right? Like when he was up and like this guy's insane.
Yeah, I just hate him because he tries to be what Debo is. Like same type of character, both Argentinos, and he tries to be, man, like just beat yourself. But I mean,
That is himself, I think. He's
Yeah,
nut job.
crazy.
Bottle catch from the stands. I mean, he's
Yeah.
had a lot of moments like that. Shout out Noel. All right. For next is going to be the goal of the week, and this is coming courtesy of San Diego Luca. de la Torre.
Luca De La Toro.
Hey, man. Like we were talking about it before, right? Should this be the goal? And yes, why wouldn't it be the goal? It's a great finish from Luca de la Torre. Top pins, top corner. Chucky cuts in, gets the pass, just stops it, finishes. Doesn't even take a step. Like, dude, it's a goal of the week.
Do you think his dad taught him that?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, used to train with him.
That is San Diego Punto Futbol's goal of the week, which just leaves the great. And the great of the week comes courtesy of what I've been talking about. You can check more of the actual breakdown of the game one of the grand final. LeBron Newman Cup 2025 championship is on the line. 16-time San Diego Sockers are playing against Chihuahua Savage, the reigning defending two-time champion, going for the three-peat. Nobody's done it in the modern game of indoor soccer. Chihuahua Savage is going to come in and try to do it. Chihuahua Savage has also been the team that has knocked out the Sockers in the last 2 years, once in the semifinal and once in heartbreaking fashion in the last playoff at Pechanga Arena to end their history there. Then San Diego Sockers are the team that won the 2 years before that, knocking out Chihuahua. So this is like a Clásico de Clásicos in a sense. Chihuahua has never won in the new Front Wave Arena on the new blue turf for San Diego. However, San Diego has never won this season, hasn't won the season at Corner Sport Arena. So this is really setting up the stage, right? They have to win a best of 3 series, one game here, one game over there. If it's a tie, then you go to a 15-minute mini game after that, and whoever wins.
So if they lose their next game, they have to go to a mini game no matter what, right?
Correct. They have to go to a mini game. That's 15 minutes, one quarter of action. And yes, okay, blasted. Okay, who cares about the blast? Thank you, 619 Soccer. I appreciate you. But the great of the week, because of that, come courtesy of the San Diego Sockers, which, I mean, they had an amazing match. It was a little bit too exciting, too close for comfort. But I mean, this encapsulates kind of the feeling of the San Diego Sockers. Here they go down.
Como lo habías dicho, el próximo gol, Tony, lo dijiste otra vez, el profeta, Tony.
Who's that? It's not Amor. That's actually Pablo Morales, who is the commentator for Empire Strikers in Spanish.
That was good.
Una carambola auténtica cuando Charles pide calma a su equipo, calmados, tranquilos. Un gran gol que pues se busca y se encuentra a veces. No tiene que ser el gol más hermoso del mundo, pero cuenta exactamente igual. Ahora se ponen las cosas 5-3. Cuidado con Chihuahua, porque Chihuahua quiere empatar y hasta ganar aquí en San Diego por la primera vez esta temporada en el Front Wave Arena.
That's what I'm
Algo
saying,
que
what
no ha
literally
hecho
just
con
said.
aquí Charlie González, que pase entre las piernas.
Y qué bárbaro el pase. ¡Roble!
Que lo celebra al estilo de la Pantera. Míralo. Acaba de poner la calma, dice. Así que como dice la canción, don't worry about a thing, because every little thing, it's gonna be all right. Dice,
Top level commentary.
No idea what he said. I only speak Spanish during these moments.
Top level commentary, man.
That was awesome.
Absolutely.
The dreads, like the Bob Marley ref, like dope.
So
dope.
Te
gana, güey. ¿Qué pedo, güey?
San
¿Qué
Diego
pedo?
is a 1 win away from going and returning to the zenith, the highest point of MASL indoor soccer. Yes, zenith was the word that I chose, Abraham, for that. And they can get it done this Sunday, April 20th, the Easter Sunday, which today I found out Easter is every Sunday. It was on a Sunday every year. I didn't. Again, Ash Wednesday on a Wednesday makes sense, but Easter's not called Easter Sunday. Actually, it is.
It is called Easter Sunday.
Damn it. Okay.
You're not even going to be celebrating, right? You're going to be in the city of sins, aren't you?
Breaking news. I am going to be absolutely sinning on this weekend because sinning Saturday and sinful Sunday are heading my way as I will be sitting in the sad circumstance that I find myself in. I will be at WrestleMania this weekend for day 1 and 2. It is a dream come true. I will be at WrestleMania this weekend watching in person, and I am incredibly excited. The circumstances, and I guess I'll just bum everybody out. One of my best personal friends is currently reigning defending champion of Zion Hospital. He is getting treatment over there.
No te rías, culero.
He's fine.
You call him a champion of the hospital, man? What the
Reign undisputed, actually, because who would dispute him? He's one of the better ones now. Anyway, he can't go. So he's one of my best friends, and he's like, hey, man, this has been your dream too. So he gave me his ticket. I'll hold up a sign in his honor. He asked for it, and that's actually why I'm not flying to Chihuahua to call the San Diego Soccer's game in English. But that's going to be my reality this upcoming weekend. Yeah, the Soccers and Cena are getting 17 within minutes of each other. That connection I had not made and is going to be absolutely fantastic. San Diego Punto Wrestling. I mean, Abe and I have thought about this. We're going to have a preview show. Why not? So if you're down with it, Football Mania, like coming in, like Football Mania, WrestleMania, lo que quieras, Mania. We'll get it done. Who are you most excited this weekend, Chiva, for WrestleMania?
Oh no, I'm excited to catch San Diego Wave and San Diego FC match, and then I'm also excited for Wednesday for another episode of the Coroman Azul podcast.
Oh yeah, Coroman Azul podcast.
Manuel Mesa, the
Absolutely.
only Spanish-speaking podcast of San Diego FC.
Here you can find the recording on San Diego Punto Futbol after. So we do have a partnership in Spanish for some Spanish content. Absolutely, SDS is a new brand new IC champion. Yeah, Intercontinental champion. But with San Diego Soccer going down to Chihuahua, I will pledge right now, and I'll talk about it more with Craig on Soccer's Overtime tomorrow, Tuesday, 6 p.m. If the San Diego Soccers win, I'll cut my hair off.
Bald?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much left, but
Why
yeah.
would you do that?
To hopefully put some good karma out there. Good karma for the San Diego Soccers to
What is Craig doing?
bring one back. What is Craig doing? He's actually going to Chihuahua and commentating this game in person. But again,
nice.
WrestleMania, cancer, just cancer favor. I'm literally legitimately living a reverse make-to-wish right now. Like, I'm fine. But I was at Disneyland last week. I'm going to WrestleMania this upcoming week. Doing commentary for the finals. No, I mean I'm actually making money in some of these. Shave bald or clipper? Shave it. Clippers. 100%.
No, shave bald. Whacked and doesn't count.
You do it.
I don't
Okay,
care about
then
Soccers
stop
like
talking.
that.
Oh,
I don't
shoot.
work
You
for
got
them.
to do the Clippers.
Yeah, it's got to be Clippers. Clippers. Also, the tenants at Front Wave Arena. Actually, good connection there, Abe.
Yeah,
that is.
So yeah, San Diego Soccers are the greats of the week. 1 win away from being once again the top dog in soccer in San Diego. And hopefully I can get a ring. I'm very selfish when it comes to that. I want a ring. Once I defended against Ruggles at the Vista Chromebot tour, the dude is quick. No, absolutely. He was destroying people in Chula Vista. Like
Sí, güey. No mames.
the police department actually was called in Chula Vista for just the absolute badnesses that were happening at 3rd Avenue, and they're like, no, let him. We don't want to mess with that guy. Shout out to
I'm like, hey, man.
That's offensive. He's from North Carolina. What the fuck, guys?
Cool.
It's so funny though that he's like there's people playing. It's like that guy's really good. It's like, oh, he's a professional.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Let's send Abe to Chihuahua. Abe, you down?
I'm actually also going to WrestleMania. Not with him, but I will also be in Las Vegas. Once in a lifetime chance.
Are you guys gonna meet up?
No.
Maybe.
No.
Probably
Oh,
No.
come on.
You
I'm staying in Airbnb, so I'm not going to be like directly on this trip either. So
Oh, I'm in the Excalibur, bro. I've honestly I thought that I was just gonna bum it. I was willing to drive there, stay in my truck in that weekend, find a YMCA, take a shower, and then go into the venue. And that's my existence. I was even planning to sleep outside or just go into Caesar's Palace and say I'm gambling for the night and just stay there, get some free drinks, get food, and it's open all night. Why not? But I was actually vetoed on that motion, so I will be having a room a couple of minute walks away. So if you're at WrestleMania, if you're there, say hi to us. Abe, all of us to Survivor Series. I'm
You
down
have to
here in
take your
San Diego.
football shirt.
I will not take that one because I need to be in support of San Diego's 316. That's going to be the shirt I wore on Saturday. Sunday, I'm going to be wearing my Hustle, Loyalty, Respect shirt in honor of the greatest of all time, John Cena. Unless I find a better shirt. Abe, what is your wardrobe that day?
New Japan on Saturday. Sunday I think I'm just gonna buy a shirt there and then wear that. I wanted to dress up like El Santo or something, wear the suit, but I think it's gonna be hot that weekend, so I'm a little
Do I just take? Do I just? I mean,
you could. I mean, that's cool. That's a perfect thing to wear, man. You should just wear that.
Everybody's gonna be like, "¿Y tú quién eres, güey?" I'm gonna be like, oh, "Bro, don't you know?"
De Miguel.
Standing up on the football. People on the mic. Come on, dude. Do you not watch every Monday at 8 p.m. on YouTube and every single other social media platform? Thank you for those who fixed the soccer players for San Diego FC wearing masks because they were not doing it correctly.
Yeah.
Excited to bring Boxing Talk a place to Front Wave Arena. Yeah, that's another event that's happening over there. AEW was there. Herde was getting close with Mercedes Monet. Those rumors are greatly exaggerated as Abe is incredibly out of her class. 100%. You don't agree?
I think they did her dirty in The Mandalorian. She had an interesting role in that show, but I don't know. Her as a wrestler, I'm conflicted because sometimes she has like really great matches, and then sometimes it's like, what are we doing? But
Speaking of The Mandalorian, I met him at
Pedro
Disneyland.
Pascal?
Oh, did you?
No, the Mandalorian. Who the fuck is Pedro, bro? It's the Mandalorian. The
Disneyland?
Mandalorian. Who the fuck is what? What are you talking about? They're gonna tell me Grogu's not real, dude. What's wrong with you? Bro, you should have seen me. I saved the not the Rebel Alliance. They're the Resistance. I delivered the Millennium Falcon in pristine condition. It was the idiots that were driving and being engineers that couldn't get it together and
they
just
have
like
to press a button.
press the button, guys. Like just the instructions were so easy on that ride at Disneyland. They were like, "Hey, just press the flashing buttons." They fucking couldn't do that. And I'm just here piloting, just doing my best Han Solo. Chewbacca over here just riding my ass like, don't hurt my ship. No, that's racist from you, but it's fine. It's fine. Disneyland, I was fascinated with the operations of Disneyland. That was my fun, really. Just looking how they tricked people into thinking that a line is about to end, and you're like, oh wow, I'm almost there. And you're like, oh no, there's like 2 turns in between here. I'm like, what? Oh, hey, look at that. You have a
Es el Tony.
no. You beat me to it, but mine was going to be better because I was going to say, wow, you have a season 1 Chiva action figure. That's awesome.
My sister actually, I don't know why she put this in this room, but she got another thing too. Hold on, let me grab it.
Ooh. Big. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
That's a
the Death Star.
It's a purse or a water bottle.
I think it like it like turns on. Hold on, let me.
Or it's an absolutely
Was that a
lethal
popcorn
killing
bucket?
machine.
Yeah, it's like a popcorn bucket or something.
Like a popcorn, but not.
But not a popcorn.
What are you saying? 619. Wait, it's her. It's Athena this week. Yeah, it is. Don't
kaboom.
Hey, don't point that anywhere near me, dude. What's wrong with you? Hey, man. I just went through a lot. I saved the resistance, and now you're bringing this over. Like, not all right. By the way, Disneyland is, I don't know. The color show at the end of California Adventure was worth it. That was cool.
That's cool.
It Incredicoaster sucked.
What did you eat?
What,
all about,
what didn't I eat?
Yeah.
So we took little sandwiches and little burritos, and we ate in line and had lunch that way.
It's so much better that way.
Yeah,
You
100%.
didn't buy food there.
Who said it didn't buy food?
Oh, okay.
Dude, the food is not good. It's so much better to eat the little burritos that you bring from home.
It depends where you go. There's some things that are really.
Those chicharito rumors, by the way, have no merit, right? Did you hear about that? I actually heard about that, and it's in the realm of like conversation. He was here, conversations were had of a hello, but that's about it. So there you go. Breaking news. Mrs. McMahon is now Secretary of Education. She was actually formerly the Secretary of Small Businesses under the first administration of the Trump administration, the first time around. So there is that. And he's still the only person who's been in the White House who have been stunned by Stone Cold Steve Austin. So there's that. Nobody else, Abe, has been stunned in the administration. I've done my research on this. Trust me, you're not gonna find it.
Okay, I feel like Jimmy Carter or Reagan was involved at some point.
And was Stone Cold stunned?
Not Stone Cold stunned, but
Oh yeah, no, it's fine. But yeah, that is the reality of our nation.
yeah,
and
that's
with that-
fucking horrible. Jesus.
And the reality of Two Balls in the Mic is that this episode has come to an end. Season's greetings. Remember, if you want to go ahead and support Two Balls in the Mic, San Diego Punto Football, the great work that Abraham Cepeda does, the great work that everybody here tries to do and bring that coverage to you, go ahead and support at San Diego Punto Football /Cantina, where you can get yourself a nifty San Diego Punto Football rope cap. You can find that San Diego Punto Football /Cantina. You can be as jolly as this fella, or as serious as like, yeah, look at all the attention I'm getting. All right. Over there too? Oh, hi there. Absolutely destroying before the Toy Story game. Hey, who's that guy? San Diego Punto Football. Forever. My name is Tony Sanchez, along with Alejandro Chia Villaseñor. Abe looks already distended from himself.
Checked out.
We will catch you guys later. Bye.
Later.